Greetings, goddamn, I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody, man, joining in on this. Well, you know I'm out on the grizzle. You know what I do. Shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate you. Beautiful night, beautiful Thursday night. Hopefully, you're probably halfway sleeping, but hopefully my sound of your voice can soothe you if you're trying to take a nap, if you're trying to go to sleep for the night. You may be even at work, you know? Whatever you're doing, man, you know what I'm saying? We out here, we moving around, and, you know, welcome to the world right now. Right there. There's always a good way of starting off the evening, man, and you know, there's always that level of having that day. Today wasn't, you know, today was, you know, there's always something that happens when the day, you know, it's always incredible how things work, how they come together, who's watching. You know, who's watching is a big deal, man, you know. I don't know about you, but a lot of people take people watching for granted. You know what I mean? Like, you got to look at the world as if you're always being watched like this. Even if somebody may have not ratted you out or they may not played the camera all day, shout out to Ring, man. Ring is a camera that is like, somebody's going to improvise on that. It's going to be dangerous. Ring tells you when you're too close to the house. You're by the door. And it's crazy because my daughter now, she knows that little chiming ring. I wish my father had capitalized on it because he used to always keep this by the door to the ranch. And he always had this by the door. We used to hear that. We used to know that ring was him opening the door. So now if you hear the ring does a ring. There's a unique ring that it does. And if she's playing with the phone, she'll go to it to see who's at the door. You know, so she's never going to forget that. But even on a deeper level, Ring shows you how that's just the beginning. You know, you can imagine what the technology is going to be 5 years from now, because that's just going to be some oldish in a minute. But shout out to Ring, you know what I mean? And shout out to Ring for letting people know that we're all being watched. You're all being watched, you know? I'm not going to say it ain't going to end up the greatest way, you know what I mean? But for now, you're being watched, and you know, I attended a party. I told you about my cousin's party, and it's so wild how you could be sitting there, and you think you're minding your business, and somebody's watching you, thinking you're minding your business, but you're watching everything else, but you're minding your business. There's somebody watching you do that, and I was having this discussion with my cousin, and it was crazy, and. You know, she's kind of like the, how do I say? She's like the loyal black woman that hasn't accepted people's thoughts. She hasn't accepted, what's another thing called? Inflation. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm always concerned about people like that because they're going to have a hard time, even in this dating pool, you know? You know, for example, right? You know, she's still in a world, and I get it, that, you know, basically, you know, if a black man is into a white woman, that's the white man that, that's the white man that pretty much, you know, influences him. Like, I'm like, no, got nothing to do with the white man. Like, I know that's what he probably told you, because that's probably what's the excuse he told you. But, you know what I mean? It's not in the favor. Oh, thank you. Hold on. They said, did you ever get in touch with your hairdresser? Yes, she's alive. Yes, she is. I forgot to mention that. I forgot. Thank you for reminding me about that. Thank you for Don't Panic. My hairdresser is alive. I was a little nervous. I thought something happened to her. The phone kept going to voicemail. You know, as a matter of fact, you know I keep my shit tight, so I'm about to go there and just let her double twist this tomorrow. You know what I mean? Yeah, I called her and I said that. I was like, "Are you good?" She was like, "Oh my." She said, "Nah, she lost her phone and she was just walking out of T-Mobile now." And I just was like, "Listen, man, it's all you." Like, I really, really was preparing for the worst. And it's sad when you got to do that. Like, oh my God, what if she had did my hair for the last time? But just for tomorrow, I'm not even gonna postpone that. She's like, I'm gonna call you Friday afternoon. Let me know if you could come through. It's like no problem at all. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just happy that she's alive. You know, people lose their phones. And that's why I got to tell y'all people, leave messages. Believe me when I tell you, leave a message or leave a text, not to WhatsApp. WhatsApp's a little dangerous. Leave a message because the message stays in that cloud for sure. And it's important because it's just important to leave a message. Don't go by a missed call because if a person's phone is dead, they're not going to see the missed call. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. So thank you for asking about that. Shout out to MBH City, man. I appreciate that. I really do. So yeah, so my cousin was basically having this discussion with me this evening. It was actually a cool conversation, and I try. And I know this is not good. Please, God, forgive me. I don't like to talk with my, and I'm not saying you're less important, but I don't like talking with friends and family about these discussions because they're the reason why I'm here. In a good way. It's almost like everybody wants their friends and family to be their foundation of their fan base. And, you know, me, it's kind of crazy because for me, it became more of a thing of they're not necessarily my fan base, they're my family. But as I started progressing doing this, the older I got, I became more territorial. Like it's really like in other words, when I'm in a location or the party I'm telling you about, I like to be able to take in everything. You know what I mean? I like to be able to be a patron. I don't want to be the guy, hey, we're over here talking about relationship advice. You should come over. They need to hear you. And, you know, listen, man and woman, it's just not going to work. Even if there's dudes and there's one girl, she wants to hear my opinion, there may be one bozo over there. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll just tell them like that. I'm like, nah, I'm good. But, you know, it's interesting to me because these same topics are just global. And my cousin, she was telling me how, you know, when a black man is into, you know, a white woman, that's because of the white man. And I'm like, no, that's completely false. Has nothing to do with the white man, believe me when I tell you. If anything, the white man loves chocolate, and that's just the bottom line, and the black man loves white chocolate. That's just, matter of fact, the black man loves vanilla. Get it? You know? You gotta know how things are made for each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, chocolate is, right? Chocolate's chocolate. So if you go to, you know, if you go to the ice cream parlor or wherever, you go to a Carvel or, I don't know, Ben & Jerry's, or you at the ice cream truck and somebody may be into chocolate or vanilla. You know what I mean? That's just it. If you want to go in between, you may get some Neapolitan thing, you may just want strawberry, but you got to be into one of them, right? So, you know, some people's going to order chocolate ice cream, some people's going to order vanilla. You know, just give me vanilla with the sprinkles, whatever. But what it is that black women, and I say this in the sad part because usually the woman that says that is usually going to be of a brown skin or a dark skin, more of a color shade, because she wants to believe that the white man, you know, he influences the black man. No, he doesn't influence him at all, because if he influenced him, he would be with his own black woman. like black men, white men, when they like chocolate, they like chocolate. You know, they're not gonna go to a chocolate woman. They want her to be milk chocolate or, you know, like that doesn't even come out there. When they think of a black woman, it's a black woman. If you ever turn on an entertainment adult film, and I always got to use this as an example because adult films are the current categories and trends of today. It is. You know what I mean? That's why I talk about it so much. But if you go to interracial and there's a white man with a black woman, I promise you she's not going to be a red bone. I promise you it. Believe me, I know you would want to believe that, but it's not going to be a red bone, okay? It is going to be, excuse my microphone. it's going to be a black woman. You know what I mean? And in most cases, it's going to be what. This is how the white man operates, right? Damn, this shit is really tripping, man. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. This shit is really tripping. What the fuck is going on? It's sad because wow, this shit is really bad. I gotta work on this later. It's sad because wait, shit's really fucking up. Okay, lady in the jump. Sorry about that. So, in a weird, crazy way, to understand the black man is only to make your trauma worse, because it's gonna hurt you. You know what I mean? You're gonna get hurt in a sense because we all know anybody that says they can handle the truth can't handle the truth. And just because you ask questions doesn't mean you can necessarily handle the truth. The truth may not be good for your trauma, right? It may not be a healthy choice for, it's almost like if you have high blood pressure, I wouldn't suggest you take any salt or have any salt, right? Because it's going to trigger it. So you may have the high blood pressure, you're trying to suppress it and trying to maintain it and trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? If you're trying to maintain it, you're trying to treat it, right? So it's a treatment, but it's not a treatment when you're pouring that salt on the wound. It's not a treatment when you're putting salt in the game. That's what they used to tell you. So you can't put salt on a person that has high blood pressure and expect their pressure to drop low, right? So I say all this to say, this shit is fucked up. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Sucks, really sucks. I have a short, so man, I can't figure out what this shit is going from. So, hold on. Shit is really annoying. So it's really this shit is so fucking annoying. I'm already in the middle of a dry street. I can't even stop right now. Can't even stop. One testing, 1 2, testing 1 2. I can't stand a fucking. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Yeah, so anyway, just bear with me because this shit's, I'm about to break this shit. But anyway, when you're asking these questions, and as a woman, you know it's not good for your trauma. Anyway, so she basically was telling me there was one time that she heard somebody say to one of her, I don't know if it was a cousin of ours or somebody else, that, oh, you should be with this girl here, because they were showing out this light-skinned girl, or this guy, because he would give you good-looking kids. So anytime you as a brown or dark-skinned woman hear somebody speak that ignorance, just remember, that's just trauma you just encountered. Okay, unless you forgot about it, if you remember that shit, that is Oh wow, Obi-Wan Steph just became a member. God damn. I appreciate that, brother. So if you think that, trauma is anything, especially when you're young, because trauma doesn't affect you until you're older, right? So a lot of people think that trauma is just something that is just a word that we use, no, it's short for traumatized. You know what I mean? That's all it is. It's like when you are traumatized, if you ever go to a hospital and you ever go into the hospital and you see that they have the trauma center, that means like shit is serious. Mayday, mayday. If somebody comes in there where they were shot 7 times and they're still breathing, they're traumatized. If a woman was left in, to not eat for a month, she's traumatized. If a baby was in the garbage can, is traumatized. Anything where the body can actually go into shock is trauma, right? So when we speak in terms of a YouTube perspective, we're speaking in terms of this trauma. Y'all don't really understand what trauma is. Trauma is shit that will mess with you as you get older. That's why it's trauma. So when you're traumatized, for example, you could have a trauma that you have had a back injury at 20 years old and you broke your back, and that shit's gonna affect you when you get old. I'm telling you that right now. It will. It was gonna affect your bones, because what happens is when the body experiences a trauma, like a blunt forces kill people. So if it hits that portion and you fell off like a crane, you'll heal better. You may even not heal, but you could possibly heal better. But remember, as you get older, it all sets in. That's why they tell you don't break a back or hip when you're in your 90 years old, because that shit may take 5 years to heal. Because in life, it's not that it gets worse as you get older, just generally speaking, other than trauma. It gets harder, it gets tougher. So when things are tougher, it causes it causes the body to go into shock, the mind to go into shock. So for my cousin to tell me that it's the white man's thing, and I'm like, nah, that conversation has never been admitted. It's not true. It's just, the darker a man is, he's just gonna like a lighter skin complexion woman. Period. You know what I mean? He doesn't even want to be his complexion. You know what I mean? But his complexion is a big deal because he wasn't teased in high school from a white girl. They don't tease him. If they're gonna tease a black man that dark, they're just gonna call him a nigger. But you as a black woman, if you tease him, you got a whole bunch of names, and it's gonna hit him even worse because you're black. If anything, it's some black shit. Niggas is just into the opposite because they related, because she felt like, with beauty, it's all with television. And I'm like, nah, it's not even television anymore with the whole impression of what beauty lies. It's what they create. If niggas is doing a music video and they want 30 light-skinned women in they shit, it got nothing to do with the white man. You know what I'm saying? The white man is not going to do a video with 30 light-skinned women. He's going to get 30 women from Africa. The white man puts dark-skinned women in his fashion shows and high fashion shows. And when we have a ghetto-ass fashion show showing ass and titties, they're going to get light-skinned. It's just urban shows and high fashion. It's just different. When you're on a high-class level, it's the darker the berry, the darker the woman. But when you're doing some hood shit, it's the lighter the woman. That's just how it goes. So in our community, it's pretty forward, and I don't think a lot of people have accepted it. And I think that a lot of times people have this misconception that entitlement is this new thing. So it's like, it's not entitlement, it's entitled. Like, entitlement is another YouTube/social media terminology. And it works in the ways of this. If you're in a position as a man or a woman and you feel that you're a good person, you deserve better. Why do you deserve better? Why? Because you're good? Yeah, like you got to think of the concept of you feel you deserve better. Wouldn't a person that's fucked up in the game deserve something better? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're already doing good with your life and you feel that you need better, like, No, you already got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if the chick here struggling, 4 different babies, daddies, 4 different kids, rent ain't paid, I think she's entitled to have some shit that's better. I mean, right? I mean, listen, you know what I mean? So I feel with people, you're entitled to want better when things are bad. How do you feel you're entitled to a perfect type of guy just because you're doing good with your life? That doesn't go like that. That, as you know, the more you make, the more protection you have to have. You know, you start becoming a celebrity and you're making millions of dollars. You can't look out your window and walk the dog like a regular person anymore. Because that's not how the world is constructed. Like, you know, now it gets worse for you because now the more money, the more problems, right? So you as an individual have to think about who you are entitled to love you and cherish you has nothing to do with what you feel you're entitled to. Unless you're doing bad and you need a better man, right? You know, it doesn't work that way. What it all stems from is the way you were raised. The mental storage called the brain stores all this data. Okay? We just had a plane crash. As a matter of fact, if you were in this live yesterday, I wasn't a fan of the live. It was okay, but she had to get off the phone. She had to get off the live stream yesterday because there was a plane crash with her company. Just imagine you're a pilot and you just get a mayday. Remember, we're getting shit off of Texas. She's a pilot. Now, a plane just they don't know if it got shot down or hit by a military. We're not going to get into that because you know me. I'm already on my theory already. But whatever. We already know 15 people from the Olympics was on the plane. But moving along. She had to get off. Dawn had to get off the jack yesterday. I didn't even talk to her about it because I already knew what happened. Because once I seen what happened when I got off the live stream, I was like, okay, that's why she got off. And I think I seen her husband was like, yo, and they both fly for American Airlines, obviously. I mean, I'm just saying that because she's already documented that on Google. But American Airlines, it was American Airlines planes. That's our company. So, you know. But rest in peace to, I don't want to say rest in peace. My prayers go out to all the family that lost the people, man, and that traumatic. Now that's trauma. Okay? Trauma is when you see something. Trauma is when you hear something that you should have never heard. And what people have to understand, your achievements in your life have nothing to do with what you're entitled to when it comes to a mate. It has nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? What it does have to something to do with is the amount of trauma you endured, okay? I want to know what the fuck I'm dealing with when I meet you, okay? All right? You're very welcome, man. This means a lot. He said, thanks for entertaining every day while working 80 hours a week, man, in medicine. You see what I mean? Now, here's a great example, right? Here's a great example of a good man. He works in medicine. Ain't no fucking bozo. Clearly not, right? But let's just say, if it was somebody else, right? If this was another type of guy, it would probably be a motive. Well, he's working in medicine. He got to be a good guy. Yeah, he ain't going to be no bum-ass nigga working in medicine. I don't give a fuck if he's sweeping. If you sweep in a hospital, you can't be a bum. You're working in a hospital. Like, one mistake, you can't make anybody feel creepy and you got patients. You know what I mean? Like, they have certain rules that they got to do when they come into these rooms, right? So what happens is that some of y'all women make me the guy. You see the guys they work, oh my God, he's a nice guy. He works there. He's very respectful. He's nice and all the above. And you don't look at that guy as a person that got trauma because he's nice, right? But he has more trauma than you could imagine. Because why is he nice? You know what I mean? We all know in this world being a nice guy gets you nowhere. You know what I mean? We all know being a nice guy in the dating pool, you could forget it. You know what I mean? He suffers more than anybody. So you may tell him, you know, you deserve better and you're such a great guy. Yeah, he's a good guy for your sister, right? But your sister doesn't want him. She doesn't. You know what I mean? Because he's too nice. So now it's like, how does a guy like this in society suffer? You may be a mother, you may be a cousin, you may be whoever, because you feel that he's entitled to get an extraordinary woman. And that's not his match. A good guy's extraordinary woman is not his match. You could take him to meet the perfect individual. She could be the sweetest woman in the whole world. Trust me when I tell you, that shit ain't gonna do nothing for him. I'll tell you what to do something for him. Bring that fucking whore next to him and see what he do. You know, years ago, there was a movie called Revenge of the Nerds. I don't know if y'all remember that movie. And nobody wanted a nerd, right? Nobody would ever deal with a nerd. Oh my God, a nerdy guy. But the nerdy guy was truly like, I mean, if you just want to look at it on a value on paper, he was a perfect person. But a nerd doesn't have sex appeal. You know what I mean? So, but there's a trauma when you listen to the good guy. So why did you choose the road? You always want to ask the people that, why do they choose the road to go bad, right? What made you good? Well, when I was younger, my father used to whip the shit out of my ass. You know what I mean? My mother was strict. You know, the kids in school picked on me, but I overcame it. That's all trauma. You know, you're not just good because you just ended up. He probably was good because he lived in a fucked up neighborhood. Everybody was smoking crack and dust, right? And he looked at this and said, "I'm going to make myself better." Right? He overcame his trauma, right? Okay, well, remember, that's what he did to get to where he had to go. The problem is, as he gets older, that shit settles. Okay? It's like anything else, you know, you have a building, a house, you have a foundation. They just built up the Freedom Towers. That's a new structure, okay? A building doesn't become a skyscraper is not even legit until 50 years. It got to be at least 50 years old so we know we got a real sound structure. You can't just go on a structure because the way that the technology they built and they have rollers, yeah, they did all that. That's low-key shit they were doing for when the wind blows and the winds could go back and forth. But you don't know your structure until it's matured, right? So concrete, right? Let's use an example of concrete. So when you ever look at concrete and you prepare it, have you ever walked through concrete? You could walk through that shit with sand boots, literally. And it's wet and soft. But if you let it mature for about 3 to 4 days, no cold weather, okay? It's got to be normal temperature. It matures and it hardens. But the real deal, you know, if the concrete's good is when that shit's been there for some years, right? Because you're like, it ain't chipping away, you know? You start seeing that shit chipping away 2-3 years later, there's some cheap-ass concrete. So the true level of maturity, that's why age plays a part in this. And I normally don't say this, but this is where age plays a part of maturity, because now you want to know, how long has this person been on this earth? So if a person is telling you, I'm 30 years old, I got my own business, I'm doing this, well, how long have you been in business? Well, it's a family business and I took it over and my family's been in business for 50 years. Okay, well, how long have you been doing it? Well, I've been doing it for 2 years. That's premature. You get it? Premature. We're not talking about premature with children, premature with ejaculation. You know, we do have mature ejaculation and premature. Pre-cum is premature and a full nut is mature, right? So, you know, that's a bad comment. You get it? Everything is about maturity. So they want to know how long this person's been doing this. If you meet this person and he got his shit together, and he's 30 years old, and he's been at this job for 10 years. He's been in 10 years of his career. He's doing well. Things are great. How long have he been single? For 10 years. Why? Now you got to dig deep, because this nice guy now becomes a motive. Why are you nice? You wasn't just born nice and just become a nice guy. Why are you nice? And I promise you, listen to his history. Now, you as a woman, these are the things, back, kind of rewind back to my cousin. These conversations that I present and talk with them about is always difficult, because they're not going to believe it until they hear it from somebody else. You know what I mean? They're not going to hear it. Like, in other words, we live in a society that goes by trusting celebrities and stuff like that. So if they happen to hear Steve Harvey say the same thing, then they'll be like, yo, you was right. Why was I right? What were you talking about? Oh, I remember that day you was telling me about this. I heard Steve Harvey talk about it, and then it's all good, right? Because we live in a society that embraces celebrities and billionaires, you know what I mean? So they're gonna just believe anything they say. But even more so, they're gonna even still take to a stranger rather than somebody that they know, because somebody that they know in a weird way is a conflict of interest. So even as weird as that is, it's the same weirdness that you see with a good guy. So why am I hard on good guys? Because I'm hard on good guys because good guys don't show elements of real men. Nothing. Because good guys have a tendency to look at life as entitlement, for your words, right? So they feel they're entitled to these things because I'm a good person in society. I could be robbing and stealing. I chose not to. Okay, so your medal can be exactly what you're doing. You're good and you're doing what you got to do. You ain't lose your job. They didn't fire you because you do what you got to do. No, but no, they want more. So now they feel that they should get the woman that they want. So now you put this guy in a dating pool, which is totally not his thing, because good guys now have to understand they have this trauma that's loaded on that nobody knows about, but it's there because we all have it, right? The good guy doesn't overcome his trauma in the way of love, the dating. So his whole thing is, I've got to where I need to go. All right, but now you still got to go further. You still got age, you still got time on this earth, you got achievements. So now you got to think about all them times of being good. Have you ever been hurt? Now he may even tell you he never even had no pussy. He probably is a virgin. Girls that he liked didn't like him. You know what I mean? So now you lack experience. So all of the things that you were adding on before, you're lacking it now because your entitlement blocks your blessing of your experiences. You don't have no experience because all of your lives is about achievements, but you don't have experience. It's a big difference. So now a guy like that, why is nobody usually attracted to him? Because women are not drawn to guys that didn't have experience. They're like an experienced guy. An experienced man is probably the most intimidating man to any woman. You know what I mean? If a woman is screwing a porn star and that's what he does for a living, women will be intrigued by that because it's like he must know how to satisfy a woman to be a porn star. That's what she's going to associate it with because he's experienced, right? So when there's a situation of a man that may tell you he's strong, he's this and he's that and this, all the above. At the end of the day, he can't really break that down to you because it's him. You know what I mean? So he may see now he deals with a woman that's experienced. Now he fucks with a woman now that dealt with some real niggas, you know, real men, real thugs, whatever it may be. She dealt with the highest level of it opposite of him. Right? He's just a nice guy. He comes home, goes to work, whatever. She was out in the street. She was outside doing whatever. She's going to be bored of that instantly. Right? The minute she endures that and encounters him, she's going to be bored. So she has to think in her mind, is she going to be with a man that's good for her, especially black women? Or is she going to be with a man that she has to be attracted to? That's a big thing because you know what I mean? Now you got to think about, would you want a woman to be with you as a man and she's not attracted to you? You got to think about that. You know what I mean? So he doesn't know the difference because he feels, hey, you know, this comes with my territory. I got a house, I have this, and I have that. And he keeps going on. And now the girl fucks him over. Matter of fact, in most cases, she fucks him over. He can't even see it because he lacks experience because he's a good guy. Good guys are not necessarily lacking experience in their jobs, life itself. They lack experience in the dating pool. And that's why you see guys that get a lot of women are magnetic, because women are drawn to that. They're drawn to a man that is magnetic. Now, trauma is a very amazing experience, because there's some good and there's some bad. There's good trauma and there's bad trauma, right? And the good trauma is the stuff that you learn from. The good trauma is the stuff that you forgot about. But the bad trauma is the stuff you never forgot. The bad stuff is where, as you get older, it will affect you. And that's man and woman. So he dates this woman that's not into him, and most of them are not. And he even lacks experience now because they're not into him. They're not giving him the best of the pussy. They ain't giving him the best head. They ain't giving him the best attention. Nothing, because they're not into him, right? So what kind of guy, who's going to have the same experience that he has that he can be with? Now, you may think, well, I know another good girl. No, that's not going to work for him. She has to be experienced now to level out, because remember, opposites attract. So she has to be experienced. So now on one end, he's this good guy. She's experienced with a lot of mental trauma too, but she's experienced. You know, she fucked a lot of niggas. She know it. She been out there. One way or another, she did the damn thing. She may even have been a prostitute. Maybe she had a few more than the two niggas, you know, but she's experienced to know what she likes. She's experienced to know how to make a man feel good. She's experienced, but in her position, follow me heavy on this, her trauma is she never could be loved the way she deserved to. She never could have a man that was loyal to her. She never could have a man that was just into her solely the way he was into her. So she suffers with that trauma. Now she has a reverse trauma because now she's been abused. She's been physically abused, mentally abused. She's been dragged because she's so pretty, and she dealt with all these players because that's what she attracted. Her match will never be that guy because she can't control him. She can only control the good guy. You dig it? So now they're two peas in a pod. They made for each other because the good guy, on one end, his entitlement feels he should be with everything he desires. He's looking at Pornhub. He's looking at these beautiful, beautiful women, and he feels, hey, I got the money now. I should get that. And in one degree, he's right. Yes, now he has the money, but now these types of women are gonna fuck him over because he's not built for that. Even when he's getting screwed over, he can't see it because he doesn't have the experience to see it. You know what I mean? He doesn't know when he's getting played or not. She, on the other hand, she came from an abusive relationship. Because to be controlling, she has to deal with abuse. Right? She's been controlled, so she's gonna control back. She's been beat up, she's gonna fuck somebody over. The only man she can love that she loved, whether it's her father or her first love, they abused her. Right? One way or another, right? So what ends up happening is she starts to think she deserves better. And yes, she's in a bad position. She deserves better. Hey, he wants better. They both want better. Now, the trade-off, now he got this nice looking woman. She could be even ugly, but let's deal with it. Now she's pretty. Non-experienced man, pretty woman, perfect fucking fit. She's like, fuck it, I'll settle for this. You know what I mean? She doesn't even realize right now she can have fun for the rest of her life with this guy because he'll never leave her. See, she can't do the control thing on the guys that fucked her over. That would never work. She know it. Even when she tried, it ain't gonna work. He gonna be like, get the fuck out, bitch. Get the fuck. Are you serious? Come to your house because you said so? Don't ever talk to me like that. Suck my dick. And he's gonna do that. But him, he will never do that. He ain't going nowhere. So she has a future. She has to think about it. Hey, I'm getting older, right? All this shit is not working out. All these guys that I'm into not working out. As I'm getting older, this trauma is starting to affect me. Things are looking slim, but I want to make moves. I don't know how I'm going to get this house. I don't know how I'm going to get this car. I want things that I should have. I have a couple of kids. Who the hell's going to be with me? The good guy will do it. He could add on to her because they're made for each other. Now, you on the outside looking in, you're going to necessarily see these things as, well, you know, I don't understand why he could do so much better and he got this. That's why good guys always marry a woman like that. That's his match. As much as you may think it's not his match, that is what's made for him because she's the only one that could control him. She knows how to control his past trauma. Because as he gets older and his trauma affects him, she knows how to give him enough. And that what that basically means is she knows how to just give him just enough. You know, when he's feeling bad of himself, she knows how to wig this shit. She knows how to, you know, nobody's ever gonna want you. You know what I mean? Your mother's in him and use it. She knows how to turn him away from his family because he's so vulnerable because of the mental trauma. Now, again, this ain't got nothing to do with his good job. This ain't got nothing to do with his car, his credit. It's a mind thing. See, everybody has mental trauma. Again, it's trauma that could affect you, and it's trauma that could control you. There's good and bad trauma, right? In most cases, a man that is a good guy, you may say, oh, well, he was raised good. He had good parents. And stuff. Yeah, but he had no experience. That would traumatize him. A man that doesn't have any experience would traumatize. He probably didn't get his first piece of pussy until he was 19. That's traumatic. His peers, he went through high school and middle school without having sex. You know what I mean? He was a virgin, pretty embarrassing, right? So where's the experience? Now he has to start thinking of his peers was total opposite. Even though they probably ain't gonna grow up to be shit, or maybe they will, he still lacked the experience. He can't play that back. You can't go back to that. You can't just retract the past. So as he progresses towards maturity, as far as adulthood, now that's when it hits. And as he gets old, it's going to hit. Now he has a new trauma. Now he's afraid of getting old. So now that mix, you got to remember, as a man gets older, it really works against him because it's a mental thing. Because as much as he drags the woman that she's old, he has the problem with it. Y'all see it all the time. Oh, nobody going to want no old bitch with that. Yeah, but who dies first? You know what I mean? When a woman doesn't take care, a woman could outlive a man with the same health problems. That's how sensitive a man's. A woman has so many different things in her anatomy that could take charge of something else. He don't. You know, the mind, it's like a kidney, right? You know, you lose one, you still can survive without another one. And if not, you can still have dialysis. Well, that's how a woman's body is. One thing doesn't work, something else will take up for the other. But a man, once it affects, he doesn't have that many elements to protect it. So once it hits hard. So when you're looking at these situations of yourself as far as trauma, what you went through in the past will affect you as you get old. That's why life is tougher. Because it's your trauma. It's the things you've been told. For example, if you was told, you know, your complexion wasn't valid enough, you know what I mean? As you get older, you're going to go through these different accolades of people saying different things in regards to the complexion that meant something to you as a child, but it's going to be even more detrimental because now you're older. Just because of life. You know what I mean? You're dealing with trauma issues at 10 years old versus 30. You're dealing with trauma issues at 15 versus 45. So what you went through at 15 years old is going to demolish you at fucking 45. That's where it kicks in. You got people now that's going through trauma of 9/11. And still seeing them building splitting down. And you know what? That 25 years later, that's just going to affect them. Especially people that literally lost people in there. You know what I mean? It's not just the trauma of it happening. Look at these family members that just lost all these people and they seen that plane hitting the plane and watching that footage of the helicopter hitting the plane. That's going to affect somebody. There's people that's not sleeping tonight over that shit. It's just human nature. You know what I mean? You know that there was people on that plane. That shit just went down in the river and not a man was alive. Nobody was able to pull out a body alive. You know, with all the technology in this world, we still can't just go into the water and grab somebody out. It's not like you're in the bathtub and you drop an action figure in it because your kids are playing with it and it falls and you grab it. This is an endless pool. You know, that shit could probably be, who knows how deep that water is. That shit could probably be 300-400 feet when a deep pool is 7 feet. You know what I mean? So you got to think on those levels. So a lot of the things that we're seeing through social media, it will affect you later. There's things that you see that you probably, gory stuff that they tell you, you know, this is probably something that you want to see. And then you see it and you're like, well, I could handle it. And that shit could fuck with you. You know, some of y'all have seen people pass away and then you go to the funeral and you see them in a box, and that should do more damage to you than you remembering them smiling, because now you see them in the box. It'll mess with you. So with a good guy deals with more mental trauma than a bad one, because he had to sacrifice experience to become a good guy. We ain't talk about the real man. We ain't talk about the macho man. We ain't talk about that guy. You know, we're talking about the good guy that lacked experience upon him grabbing and getting all the trauma. Now, the controlling woman, let's get on her. The controlling woman, in most cases, she's been screwed over. She got experience. The controlling woman has more experience than him. So she can teach him a lot of things. We ain't just talking sexually. She just has more experience than him because she's the controlling one. She's the she has a street mentality. He's still playing with the books. No street mentality with a good guy. Not at all. Not at all. There's no street smarts. He doesn't have the experience. He lacks it. She fulfills that. She fills in his voids. And once a man's voids are filled in, now it's like putting the concrete with the rebar. You bring it together. You ever see rebar, all the little rebars, all the metal, and then you put the concrete and it becomes this big form? She completes him. So now he's drawn to her. She has the ability to destroy him. And in most cases she will, because if she's not controlling, then he could slip in between the cracks. So whatever she's been fucked over with, whoever abused her, whoever physically abused her, mentally abused her, she's going to put it all on him. And he'll never leave her. Never. They're made for each other. She probably had more mental trauma than him. That's why she's controlling. Again, a woman just doesn't wake up, oh, she was controlling because she was spoiled. Okay, she had a lot of experience, but trust me when I tell you, there's a lot of things that she didn't learn either. She probably didn't learn what it was to be a lady. She probably didn't have the love of her mother teach her. She probably didn't have the dedication because she didn't trust her mother because her brothers molested her. Controlling is anger. Whenever you see a person controlling, that's a circumstance. That's not normal. If you're controlling because you fear, you have a dog and you know that the dog will bite you, you have to be controlling them because that's the only way they're going to obey you. So you're going to have to be a little rough and tough on this dog, because if they see that you're weak, they're going to take upon and take advantage of you. The controlling woman has been through things. Now, mind you, she can't share it with him. He doesn't know the difference because he doesn't have any street smart. So she could use him and say, well, she can actually use him as her path into life, because he will give it to her. He will put everything down and give him all his dreams, because now that he lacked experience, she fulfilled that by giving him her experience, just as far as her being there as a coach and locking it in. You understand? She completes him. And as a result, he completes her, because her control works. And she's intrigued by that. I just made this man leave his fucking mother, and I told her don't ever call her again. And he listened to me. Now, does she respect him? Of course not. She doesn't respect him. But she knows that this controlling situation here, I'm going to take upon everybody that fucked me over, and I'm going to put it on to him. That's what she's going to do. And guess what? Guess who's going to pay for that? He will. Shout out to Passport Union. You understand? It's amazing when you, hold on, there's a question here. Hey, Nate, speaking the truth, I'm taking a woman who went through DV, right, with an ex, and sometimes her defensive nature, and I find myself having to talk her down. Yeah, because see, with a controlling woman, the only person that can control her is a controlling man. Abuser. He the one that could control her because he gonna beat the shit out of her. So what you think's gonna happen to her? She's gonna go into another relationship and the guy treats her like a queen? Yeah, temporarily. But she's gonna be drawn to the abuser because the abuser fulfills her. He intrigues her. Nobody else calls her ugly, but he calls her ugly. He knows I get her mind. You ain't shit. You'll never be shit. Fuck you. In a fucked up way, she loves him. She has more love for him than the good guy that she controls. Because he stimulates her mind. Even as fucked up as she is, good trauma, bad trauma. And that's bad trauma. The good guy is the cleanup man. I'm going to give her the best. I'm going to do everything for her. I'll never cheat. He's going to do all these different things because, of course, not only does he lack experience, but his manhood is through her. She controls him. So when you're looking at these couples and you're thinking like, wow, that's just fucked up. She's ruining him. No, she's not ruining him. She ruined him already. He's with her. He's never going to be right. Never. He couldn't appreciate a good woman. He'll be drawn to her. Oh, listen to me. He doesn't leave. She controls the relationship, so she leaves him. And if she leaves him and kick him out and tell him, I don't want to be with you no more, and he gets out there in the dating pool and she calls up and says, I want to be back with you, he's going back to her. Believe me. Because she stimulates his mind the same way how the abuser stimulates her mind. See, this is all mental. How you work on people, you work on their trauma. Oh, that's why I don't like open it up. It don't matter if you open up to a guy or not. Your trauma is going to show with your attitude. A controlling woman has been through hell. That's why she's like that. And a player knows how to deal with her. The good guy doesn't have no clue. He has no clue. So the more you think you're hiding, you can't hide it. That's your persona. A ladies' man is a man of strength. Sad but true, he is. He's a man of strength to a woman. A man that don't get no pussy is a weak piece of garbage. Nobody's drawn to him. Nobody. You know, when a man gets it, he draws women. It's weird. It's amazing. That's the energy he does, right? You don't know. You don't know him from a hole in the wall. But if he's a ladies' man, he attracts the ladies. That's just a gift he's going to have for the rest of his life. The good guy think he's entitled because now I got everything the bad guy got and I could treat you better. Right. But nobody's going to take him seriously. Because he's not a player. Yeah, you see, the human mind is fascinating. It's very fascinating. That's why a lot of times when a woman meets a guy, yeah, I'm just all about real and I want a man to keep the truth. You better shut your mouth. You're just showing trauma, darling. Now you're confirming it. Because you're talking too much. And you've been hurt. That's why you're saying that, you know, people look at me as this and I'm like that and guys think I'm one of them. No, we don't. That's all we gassing you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We fuck a lot of women, we men. You fuck a lot of men, you're a whore. He's still a man. Big difference. Okay? If a man has the privilege of working in a brothel and women are coming in paying him to have sex with him, that's a bad motherfucker, okay? But a woman that has to charge niggas to have sex with her, yeah, we know the guy's a piece of shit, but now they sleeping with you, which you're a whore. You can't be proud of that. You can't talk about that. So that's not a flex. That's some shit you got to keep personal. Now, that trauma is going to fuck with you. Because why did you become a prostitute? Oh, my kids was this and that. Well, let's go deeper. The trauma of a woman becoming a prostitute and choosing to do it and do it. Now not only that, now she's a prostitute in 2002. Imagine how it is when you see her in 2025. That trauma is going to fucking kill her. You know what I mean? So he said, passport president, I learned at 15, you pay the price for being nice. It's not that you pay the price for being nice. Nice is who you are. You don't pay the price for it. You just got to get what's going to work for you. You don't pay a price for being nice. That's a nice guy phrase. There's no price to pay. The price you have to pay is you have to just accept who you are. Because as a nice guy, you lack experience. And experience doesn't mean you got fucked over. Getting fucked over is not experience. You know what I mean? Hurting hearts is experience. When you're 20 years old and you fucked several women and you broke more hearts and may have had your heart broken once, okay, that's experience. But if you're just a good guy and you treating everybody nice, you're gonna just get fucked over for the rest of your life because that's who you are. And then when you become mean, the circumstance is gonna show you're mean because you were nice. See what I mean? So, it says, Sally, I see guys in their 40s, 50s still don't get it. It's not that they're not supposed to get it. If anything, you got to look at yourself and say, sadly, you seeing the guys at 40, 50. It's sad that you haven't accepted the fact 40 or 50 is nothing. You know what I mean? You got to look at the fact that how has their life been as a child? 40 or 50 is just going to show you who they are. So they're not supposed to get it. That's who they are. You're going to die that way. You don't change. This is nothing that you experience and like, oh, I become better because no, you this is some shit you're supposed to do when you're young. Period. If you a player when you're young, you a player for life. That never leaves a man's soul. Never. Never. That's because that's who he is. Society doesn't embrace that because they say it's no good, but that's who he is. His effort of being faithful to one woman is a job. When a good guy, it's easy. So they're not supposed to get it at 40 and 50s. Not everybody. You got to remember, 1 out of 10 men are players. Ain't everybody like that. You know what I mean? It's a big difference. Ken said, and you said if she wants fully control, all she got to do is play with his booty hole. That's all she got to do. He gonna let her do it. It's not even a question. She could put a strap on him and tell him you're not gay. Don't believe anybody else. I'm not going to tell anybody. And then when she do it, you fuck me over, nigga. I tell everybody you take it in the ass. She got control over him. And the best way to control a man at that level is through his asshole. On an extreme level. Now you got control of this nigga. You could do anything you want to do. You could turn him out. He's not leaving you. He won't. Believe me. Okay? Only way he leaves you, he would have to die. Okay? That's what Kobe Bryant would have. That's what his wife did. She turned him out. When you turn a man out, is knowing that you could turn him away from his family. And you can do that shit through sex. Because it's internal, everything. You got to get through his mind and inside. Not his dick. You got to learn how to get inside his soul. You can't get inside of his soul through his penis. You got to get it through his asshole. It's interior. It's all inside. It's inside. Yeah. I'm serious. She can do that. Now, she may have had the other guy that turned her out because the guy she was with did that to her. Made her a slut, made video of her, put it up her ass. She liked it, turned her out. You could turn a motherfucker out on some shit that you normally don't like. And you're so much in love with the person, it felt good. Even with it being painful, it's pleasure. So a lot of times what people don't understand, a lot of times when you're looking at other people that they don't get it, it's not about they don't get it. Sometimes you got to realize I don't ever look at the people that don't get it. I already know what I'm dealing with. Because I'm going to be like, he don't know it. He don't know it, he'll never get it. I could take full advantage of that situation if I choose to. You understand? Because I know what I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people, hold on, Kara said, and when a good guy tries to fuck you over, the woman, she will destroy him. Well, she has to, because she's in charge. Now, is she attracted to guys like that? Yeah, if she wants to be controlling, yeah. But it's just a weakness because she's been controlled. So that's why she's been taken advantage of. She has serious trauma in the past. And as she gets older, she's going to get worse. That's why life gets tougher as you get older, because your trauma affects you. Whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Whatever it may be. Whatever it may be, trauma affects you as you get old. You know what I mean? She said, right, because good guys don't like or appreciate. No, a good guy can't be with a good woman. It would never work. She's going to be very insecure with him. It'll never work. That's not her match. There's somebody, listen, when you see a couple that you're like, well, I disagree because I know this two couple, trust me when I tell you, there's somebody in there that's on some bullshit. There's no fucking way both of them that way. They're just good at hiding it. If the woman is just a sweetheart and she's loyal, trust me when I tell you, the husband's a shithole. He got his ways. Believe me, she's drawn to that. That's magnetic on any woman. You know what I mean? So as a good guy, his entitlement fucked him up. Remember, he had a group called Revenge of the Nerds. He had the nerds in school. Now he has social media. He has apps. He has dating apps. He has YouTube. He has a whole bunch of shit. So the controlling woman, which she couldn't do to the guy that controlled her, he does it to her sexually. That's why niggas slut women out. A player's goal is to get you open, right? Am I lying? He gonna get you open. His main goal is to fuck you up and turn you out. That's the purpose of his dick game. The good guy, he just wants some good pussy. He just wants a beautiful woman to go with his riches. He don't give a fuck what you do to him. You know what I mean? It's like, a real nigga ain't gonna marry no whore. He'll pimp her. You know what I mean? A strong man, you know what I mean? If he a pimp, he ain't gonna be no sucker. There ain't too many niggas that can pimp a woman. That's a whole different level. That's a whole different conversation. I don't give a fuck if it happened 60 years ago, 10 years ago. Any man that could have beautiful, attractive women go out and sell their ass for him, that's a whole different level of a nigga. And the women are intrigued because now it's like, he couldn't do that to me. That's more, she's challenging him. Because she believes it couldn't happen to her. And what if that nigga's that nice and he does it? You think most prostitutes that meet these guys, ask them their stories, they never thought they would do that. It wasn't that. It was the trauma they've been through. He fulfilled their voids. They don't even know what they're doing is wrong. They can't see it. They can't see it. Ken said, nah, you right, just like the cousin I was telling you about, leaving the country with her wife, leaving the country with her daughter. I'm telling you. Listen, even us as a human being, there's certain traumas. Sometimes a woman or a man could show too much, and it's like, and we could pick up a personality trait. We're not going to tell her. You come into the dealership 9 o'clock, yo, I know it's your end of the month. I'm going to do this. I know my shit. Nobody going to. And she's running her mouth, but at the end of the day, you made a sale. You still fucked her over. Yeah, you may have thrown a couple little perks in there. You may have not even made money, but she's still paying a note. I don't care if you didn't make 1 cent off that deal. You still got her fucked up to go into debt. She's coming back, yeah, I showed this nigga this, told him this, let that nigga look at my ass, I was looking good. I'm like, yeah, okay, but you know what I mean? They're laughing at you. Especially the boss when he comes to the next morning, because at the end of the day, he could throw the nigga a bonus. He like, you ain't make shit, nigga, but yeah, I'll throw you a couple, you'll make it on the next sale. You understand? Yeah, you got your mind, it's your mind. See, that's so true. When I was much younger, I thought people got smarter and more mature, they got older. Boy, yeah, I'm telling you. Because if you think about this, Passport Green, right? You're supposed to get better as you get older, right? You're supposed to mature for better. You're not supposed to mature and stay stagnated. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want this foundation of this house and building to mature as 40, 50 years later, and now the fucking thing has already got a crack in the foundation. That means something was wrong when they built this. They did something wrong when it was built from the jump. That's what it means. That's why that crack is there. Because it's supposed to mature and it didn't mature. Now, as a result of it being at a mature state and it's not mature, we have a problem. Because there's a crack in the foundation. That's true. I'm just giving you engineering talk. Said, what about women who like to be choked? Isn't that indicator? Well, it's different. A woman like to be choked and she's a freak, that's different. But again, that comes from her trauma. Why is she a freak? Was she sheltered? You know what I mean? Was she with good guys all her life and she never had no experience? There's tons of stuff. But if you have a woman that was beat up, and she's gotten abused and went back to this guy, she's finished. She's either going to be in controlling relationships, whether she's controlling or they're controlling her. Because now she has a trauma now that a nigga put his hands on her. There's women in this world that never got hit, ever. Nigga never touched them. There's women that probably got their ass whooped from their father. That'll fuck with you later. Because now that discipline 30, 40 years ago, now it's called abuse. And that could fuck with her because she could hear the world say, well, that's abuse to discipline and beat you. Right. That could fuck with her. I know people that have been through that. Oh, I like that. This is a good topic. This is a good comment that DJ Tom. Let me break this down. We talked about this the other day. Grown-ups nowadays are like children. No, incorrect. That's not true. Grown-ups today are just not mature. That's true. Children are the most forgiving people on this earth. That's why when you go through trauma as a kid, you don't know any difference. Your uncle could be raping you. You don't know the fucking difference. You know it when you get older, though. Right? So kids get over shit. Grown-ups don't. Adults do not get over shit. If you're in your 40s and you fucked over your friends in their 20s and your teens, believe me, that friendship's gonna crumble. Once they hit, it starts at 30. The mental trauma starts at 30 years old. That's where a human being starts to administer old age now. Like now, whatever it's been through is gonna affect him. Your father wasn't shit, 30 years old, you're gonna start feeling that shit. Without even knowing it. So when people say adults act like children, that's not true. Because children are harmless. Children? That's why people take advantage of children. You know, a children is more vulnerable as a child more than an adult. My daughter's more vulnerable at her age. She has to trust me. She has to trust her mother. Like, she has no choice. She's a baby. God forbid she was getting involved in shit that she's not supposed to see, it's going to fuck with her at the age of 15. It's going to destroy her at 30. That's why a lot of people are screwed up, because of that mental trauma catches up to you, male and female. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Let me take this one question here. He said, they think they know how to get up in your head, though. Well, you got to remember, some people, it ain't hard to not get into anybody's head. Because we all have trauma. You just got to know the difference of how serious it was. That's why when you ask somebody how old they are, you could tell what trauma is hitting them. How old are you? 15? You too young. You know what I mean? 30 years old? Oh, okay. You meet a nigga 55? Oh, forget it. You better start fucking running. 55? Come on, man. He's over a half a century old. That shit has matured. You know what I mean? It's matured, and even if there's a crack in the foundation, you will see it. Trust me when I tell you, he's not going to be able to help himself. You know what I mean? No. No. It wasn't. Don't apologize. I just had this discussion. People act like children get over shit, man. You ever watch kids? Watch little babies and little young kids fight over each other. Who stole my toy? They make up and they keep playing it with each other. You know what I mean? But it's that 15-year-old shithole. Now, 15 is a little different. That's where it starts, because they're over 12. When you start seeing these niggas shooting at 12, 15, 16 years old, that's the beginning of the adulthood. Remember, they're almost out of high school. The key ages with a child is 1 through 12. Right? So women mature faster than men, so it's 1 through 10. So if you ain't got her together at 10 years old, you're fucked. Right? 12 years old, you gotta have that boy. You meet a woman, she got a son. How old's the son? 10. You got a couple more years to shape that nigga up. And if you don't get it in 2 years, you can forget it. He's finished. He's toast. You have a problem with his mother, that nigga may shoot you. A lot of people don't want to be adults because adults are ugly. They don't want to be old because old people are ugly, right? Being old, they think is ugly. They don't know how to look good. Niggas don't know how to dress accordingly. They don't know how to be stylish and still look good. They want to still do, I did this shit when I was a youngster. Niggas still think I'm young. They want that. They don't know that people fear a grown-ass man. Did you ever look at some of these bodyguards, their presence, and you ever seen a celebrity in person and you see some of their bodyguards and you look at these niggas and say, where the fuck did this? I've never seen a nigga that look like that. Like Jay-Z and Beyonce's bodyguard, we know them personally, right? He don't look intimidating. He'll just fuck you up. Because that nigga just judo. You know what I'm saying? But if you ever seen whose bodyguard is crazy, let's just say the baby. Did you ever look at this nigga? Like when you start seeing men in that zone where you never even went to school to do that look like that. To think of shooting him, the thought of it, the minute you even think about it, he's gonna take the gun out your hand and crush you. So presence is a big thing, and a lot of men don't embrace that. Because we don't have, as men and women, believe it or not, we don't have no good role models to who we gonna look good for. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'll give you a good example. Let me give you a good example. My mom's had to call me up on this today. Like, who is T.S. Madison? She said, because I said, T.S. Madison, why you ask that? She said she's seen her on Tamron's show. She's on Tamron's show. I said, that's not a she, man. That's a man. She said, I said, that's a man. I said, yo, watch the show and call me back. That is a man. So I checked the video out because it's online now. And I'm looking at this, and this is my research today. And I looked at T.S. Madison coming out. Now you know, because the gay niggas is nice with this shit. Now they doing the hips. Right? And I looked at her and said, you know what? this is how women are looking. They're looking like transsexuals. He can do that because he's just trying to like a girl. And the best way to mask a masculinity of a man is to cover it up with a whole bunch of shit, color, hair, just very extra. Now women are starting to look like this now because technically he's dressed like your current rapper. Too much of the hair, too much of the color, too much of this, too much of the makeup, the oversized butt. And then I said, Ma, did you look at the feet of this man? His feet are gigantic. Can't do nothing about that. Yeah, they know how to master the butt because gay niggas came out with the fake booties. As y'all don't know this. Y'all call it a BBL. That shit started in the gay community, man. They was doing that shit with transsexuals in the 70s. There's nothing new. They just made it a trend and put a different name on it and put a twist. And people ran on with the BBL. And before BBL started, gay people was doing that shit in hotels and putting shit in niggas' asses and blowing them up. So when I'm looking at T.S. Madison and saying, if T.S. Madison is trying to cover up and make everybody believe she's a woman, then what are the women doing looking like that? So they don't even have any good role models for that. So now you see a woman, you see kids in high school putting up all that bullshit. Like, it don't look good. So now, how does a man take a man serious? Trust me when I tell you, you see the baby's bodyguard and they got 10 thugs on that nigga and they get in the elevator, I promise you, I don't give a fuck if them niggas got the hammer on them. They're not gonna say one fucking word to him. There's some bodyguards that's out here with these celebrities that's so overpowering, you never seen it. It's almost like they only come out for them. Years ago, Beyonce used to have this big ass dude, but I think he probably died. He was real fat. And they had to get the guy that was in shape now because Beyonce and Jay-Z's bodyguard could fight for both of them. He got to protect both of them. He got the muscle nigga with the guns and all that, the white boys, but he's the main fighter. You know how Street Fighter, like not the Street Fighter, like you'll get. He's the nigga that's doing all that shit you see in video games. He's a beast. Cause we knew his wife. His wife met him at a LeBron fundraiser, and she told us how she met that nigga. And that's a big nigga. He's a big in shape guy, but he's not intimidating. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we don't have that impression. There's no impressions of what a man's supposed to look like no more. Look at the guys on YouTube on these channels. Like all these niggas is a mess and they angry and bitter because of that trauma. And then you got the woman that got channels. You got women out here that's like, I heard today, my cousin told me she knew a woman that said it's a woman's fault if a guy cheats. I said, well, who told you that? She said, some girl she knew. I said, well, come on now, cuz. Like, you know what I mean? Do you understand the trauma that woman probably had to say that? That's first of all, that's inaccurate. You know what I mean? That's inaccurate. It's in its nature to cheat. That's number one. She didn't want to hear that. Not from her cousin. Because it's going to be a problem. But I told anyway. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Nate, what about women that like to be choked? Oh, you said that already. Hold on. I think a lot of these old school pimps, masters of finding women. See, that's why they say pimping is dead. They were the ones that knew how to do it. These niggas don't know how to pimp. These niggas ain't got no game anymore. None. Because they fall in love. You can't, that's why they say it's like getting high on your own supply. You can't sell drugs, nigga, and be giving the shit away for free. You can't be smoking up your shit. So if you got 10, 12 different women and you don't love none of them, you are a pimp. That's the only way they're going to love you. But you love them now, you can't pimp because you're not going to be, a pimp don't care who fucking them. These niggas care. We didn't embrace, the last pimp song we had was OPP. And niggas did not embrace that at all. You see him online now. Jay-Z and Dame Dash's relationship got destroyed with a woman. A woman destroyed that. You know what I mean? You got to think about that shit. Like, a woman destroyed it. And the woman that destroyed it is not even alive anymore. That's what's crazy. She's not even alive. She's been gone for almost 25 years. Shout out to Trending with Shares. Facts, I remember when I was a kid, I got over everything, and you get over shit. But when you get older, nah, man, motherfucker did me dirty, ain't gonna never leave you. Especially if you remember it. You know, you can't get over shit that you remember. You get over shit that you forgot. So you're a kid, like, somebody tell you something that happened to you, and it may be some crazy shit. And you be like, I don't remember that shit happening, so it ain't gonna fucking bother you. You know, but it could bother them. That could be their trauma, seeing what happened to you. You know? In fact, I remember when I was a kid, yeah, she said that's a fact. Shout out to Cinnamon. What up, Cinnamon? Cinnamon said T.S. Madison is so honest and who she is and what. Right, so T.S. Madison's living in a society where she's able to express her honesty. Women read honesty from a man that's able to walk around with a dress. That's an honest man. Women are intrigued from that, especially black women. Oh my God, he's so much himself, because black men mask everything. We lie so much, but ain't nothing lie about a transgender. Even though they're masking their masculinity, but women, that's why women are drawn to gay men like that. Because they feel, number one, they can understand them because they're feminine. And on top of it, they embrace their femininity because they admire them as real women, right? So it's just a big party over there. T.S. Madison could walk in the room and get respect by just about any black woman. And they will praise her. Look at Tamron. Look that shit up today. Tamron was praising her. She was praising her like she was a black woman that just was an astronaut. I've never seen her praise anybody like that. She praised her. That's why my mom's called me on that shit. So you got to think about it. You got a man that's coming in there knowing what to wear. He probably know how to dress better than most women. Even though it's a little extra, but still, you know what I mean? It's a man doing it. They take that. Women are drawn to honesty. All the trauma that y'all went through, you just want to hear, you don't give a fuck. Just be honest. Just be honest. Man, just be honest. We're grown. It got nothing to do with being grown. You know what I mean? It got nothing to do with being grown. A nigga gonna lie more the older he get than when he was younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got nothing to do with it. Shout out to Umar. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. I tell women all the time, BBL mess with you. Look, listen, let me tell you this story. Let me give you a quick one. I remember we used to go to the West Side Highway, right? And we all knew you couldn't go below 23rd Street because that's where the gays was at. Now, nobody would know this because they're like, they don't know the difference. They see streetwalkers on the street. Yeah, because from upper 23rd Street on the West Side Highway was the woman. You know, they have on blonde wigs, mad makeup, you know, white garter belts, heels, red heels, looking, you know, just like a prostitute. When you go to the meatpacking district, which was on 14th Street, and this is back in the 90s, these women were having these big old asses, titties. You were like, yo, what the fuck is this? But you noticed the difference because they looked a little bigger. And we was like, yo, these are men. And you couldn't tell because physically, now remember, they got bodies because you're like, they're half naked. How in the fuck could this be a man with an ass and hips and titties? But it's the location. So we learned that from there, right? In other words, prostitutes all stare into a car, but no, if it's a man and they're not sure if you know who they are, they won't look at you because they know they don't want to get beat up. You understand? So if a woman's a prostitute and she's a female, she's going to stare in the fucking car, right? So if you in a meatpacking district and you see all these motherfuckers, you see less cars, so you thinking you in a candy store, you're not in a candy store. Now they shine away because you don't know. And I ain't talking about big old brolic King Kong nigga. I'm just saying they're just big or tall. And then you're looking at this tall model like, yo, who? And it's a man. And this was in the 90s. Titties, stomach, everything. So they've been doing that shit. A lot of people don't They don't understand this because social media taught them, oh, they got a BBL. That's why when you see a ass on a woman, you're not sure. You're like, damn, that shit's a bad job. You could also see it. Actually, you can see if it's a bad job. But if you see the 90s man do that shit, you would never be able to tell that. Never. You just knew that it was weird because they weren't looking to the car as much. Because remember, they got to worry about going in there with a John and a nigga find out some man, they fuck around and kill him. So the prostitute was always a little thirstier than female when the other ones, they were a little different. They like, these niggas ain't gay. So they won't even fucking look at you. And that's how we knew the difference. Right? So a lot of people don't have that experience. They never encountered anything like that. They never went into the 40 Deuce where we used to go into little peep shows as kids and then we go to the one that's crowded and then we go to the peep show, there ain't too many people in there and you like, oh shit. And the next thing you know, the curtain goes up and it's a nigga. You know, it's like a token. You had a token. It was like, not a curtain, but like a Venetian type of blind. And you couldn't tell. You couldn't tell. Only reason why you knew something was fishy is because there's nobody in this one when the other ones were crowded. You know what I mean? They took all them shits down now, but again, this is going back then. So again, people haven't experienced this. They don't know. So the woman now don't know what it is to be a natural looking woman when how she's able to do that when the transgender could get away with it more. It's crazy. I've never seen a woman yet to this day do a BBL that convinced me that it was real. Never. Never. You know what I mean? They're putting on a woman, but when a man is able to do something like that, their level is to look like a woman. The woman is trying to just have a bigger ass. She ain't trying to like a woman at that point. So she just wants them to throw the butt there. The transgender's trying to look like, I gotta ace this shit to the point where I gotta fuck a woman's head up. See the difference? It's a different goal. Yeah, BBL's just out to some, them shits just look bad. You know what I mean? I've been with a couple BBLs in my time fucking them, and it's a horrible experience. Horrible. It's almost like they can't even feel it. When you squeeze it and grab it, and it's very offensive. You know what I mean? Is it even worth working with someone, though, that has trauma? I feel like, though, yes, it is worth it because, again, it depends on the trauma. Some trauma I can fuck with that. You know what I mean? Some trauma, like, no. You know what I mean? If you're a player, you could deal with any trauma. If you ain't a player and you kind of in between, you know, retired player, you're a man, you've been there, had experience, then you got to pick and choose your trauma because everybody got it. There's something that they seen that affected them. It could be one thing or plenty of them. Some is bearable and some is not. Shout out to Marcel. Is it all right for these kids to know street smarts early when they young? Because I believe they need to learn it fast. Yes. Pay attention to kids and watch them. Only problem is we don't like to talk to people's random kids because we're like, oh, they're fucked. You know what I mean? But they don't know any better. You should supposed to be telling kids, yo, bro, why you wearing slippers in the street? And when you tell a kid like that, you got to be that nigga. You got to be the well-dressed man in order to even put that off. Because sometimes your well-dressed could actually have them feeling shitty anyway. Again, we live in New York, so we got buildings. So if a person pops on the elevator and he's with his little high school girl, and you coming on Valley, they see a man, he's bearded up, he's dressed good, he's smelling good, and she see that nigga's a fearless looking. You know, fearless looking presentation, that kid and them may be traumatized in that in a positive way and never forget that. That's good trauma. Wow, you know, I remember the day I seen this dude on the elevator. I felt like a fucking bum. I had my damn Jordan on with it was cold outside, my feet was freezing, I had some jeans on with a bubble goose. You know, that man could probably have that presentation on him because he's seen how it impressed not only him, but his woman. So many different ways. Like, you're a walking billboard out here, so you could change people's impressions and not even know it. That's the best way. You know what I'm saying? Pastor said, yeah, I was in the meatpacking district back in the day. Well, the thing is about the meatpacking district in the 90s, well, I just want to give people a little bit of... The meatpacking district, by the way, they got their last meatpacking company down there getting ready to pack up. But it was known that there was a meatpacking district that they used to pack, do the meat, pause, like literally, like the burgers and steaks, like all the butchers, it was a big thing. Look it up. And I remember late at night, we used to see all of those butchers 3, 4 o'clock in the morning leaving the clubs in the West Side, and we used to see all of them lined up. So that's where everybody used to get their meats from. They had restaurants. So they started to, move away, to go to the Bronx because it started becoming expensive down there. Anyway, a lot of them moved out now. And now it's a big club scene down there and all the above. So anybody come to New York, go to the meatpacking district. It's exclusive. However, right under the bridge where a lot of niggas got caught out there, it was Mr. C was out there, got caught. LL Cool J got caught. Eddie Murphy he used to hang out over there. Celebrities used to go over there a lot. And they used to pick up them transsexuals because they used to be over there under that little bridge at the end of the road that's going towards 10th, 11th Avenue. That's where they hang out, right at that right turn. So, again, they see a limousine back in the day. They see Eddie Murphy in the back of it, and they know he's going to be with it because they know Eddie fucks with transsexuals. You know what I mean? But if they see a whole bunch of street niggas in there, and these niggas don't know that they not men, they're going to keep walking. So they're still over there. That shit is... You go to the meatpacking district right now, there's going to be a few of them over there right now on a Thursday. Because whenever there's a popping night, because Thursday is a big night. So if there's a big night with all the regular clubs, the straight clubs, they be over there. So anybody you see slowing up in Ubers and all that, they know what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Cinema. I appreciate that. That coming from you is an honor. Damn, that's an honor. Thank you. So, listen, man, to me, like I said, it's every day. That's why I got a story for every day. My biggest story today was my cousin, you know what I mean? Listening to her and again, I try not to have these conversations with family, but, no matter what I do, I got to do what I got to do. You know what I mean? Like, one way or another, I'm going to have to get sucked into it. But it's just sad because even her, I'm not going to put her business out there as far as her name, but she was telling me how she doesn't want to date, but she got this one male friend, they were coworkers, and he looks to him, they're not attracted to each other. I said, well, you can't speak for him. You know what I mean? You can speak for you. You're not attracted to him, but you can't speak for him. He's a man. Like, how long y'all known each other? Like 17 years or whatever the amount of years. I said, he's here supporting you at your son's, your grandkids' first year party. He's here. So does he have any kids? No. Does he have a wife? No, he's not married. I said, come on, man. Like, that's probably the most influential man you got in your life. Him. That man right there is the man. That's the man for her. Because he don't look at each other like that. I'm like, you can't speak for that. You can't speak for him. Like, until you, this is my cousin, I don't even know too much, but have you been in a position where he looked at you and said, yuck? Yeah, then you could say that, but, you know what I'm saying? Until y'all niggas, like, cross that line and then he just couldn't do it, then that's different. You got a male friend where he like, yo, he's in the bed with you like, yo, I'm good, I can't do this. I'm not into you like that. You like my sister. And then he leaves. Then that's different. You can't just say it because he didn't try anything. That don't mean shit. He's there for a reason. You know what I mean? Shout out to Ken Thompson. I thought it was some new age shit. I knew it was a big in the 80s. Yeah. All of them. That's why you see if you look at the beginning of the BBL game, they used to do it in hotels for strippers. So it went from the transsexual community to the strip clubs. That's what happened. And then it reached out here. Then a celebrity started doing it. Remember, BBLs was like $15,000, $20,000 in New York City. You could go to damn Dominican Republic and get that shit done for $1,300. That's why you see them prostitutes. It ain't nothing to them. They fuck a few niggas from America. They get that money in a week. Ain't nothing. So, what people don't understand, social media did a big part for the industry. Because before the doctors were making money, they were doing it underground. The underground girls was doing it. Well, men, they were transsexuals. That was their thing. Transgenders was putting up that concrete shit in them girls' asses. Or I know one girl that did that. All you got to do is know the year they did it. What year did she get a BBL? 07, 09? You know that was a transsexual doing that. It wasn't going to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? Did you ever go to Times Square and 42nd in the 90s? Early 90s, late 80s, you know what I'm saying? As a kid, I snuck over there, but that's what I was telling y'all. Like, all of them little peep shows. All those little peep shows. Yeah, never go into a peep show where there's nobody in there, because those are men. You got to go into the things where you see men coming in and out of there, like, and you would think like, well, couldn't that be men? No. If you see just regular dudes walking in and out of the shit, the peep show got women in there. But if that shit's kind of dead, because gay niggas be on the low, you got to watch that shit because you just don't know. I'm telling you, I've seen it. It happened. Yo, listen, this shit happened. Only got to happen one time for you to learn. Because then you learn like, oh, now we know. Like back then, you go to the spot. If there's 10 peep shows, we kids, we're going to go to the peep show. So let's just say it was $5. So $5, you buy, they give you this big token, right? And then the it's a glass, a thick glass. And you see the woman sitting outside the peep show, and there'd be a few of them. You're like, damn, you know? So you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go into this booth. So you go into the peep show, and the thing, it's like I said, not a curtain, but like a Venetian blind, like a blind, like an electronic blind, and it comes up, and your woman's there, and she turn it around, she putting her titties, and you got to give them a tip. So you give them a tip through, you give them real money now. You already paid for the token, so you put the tip through a paper, and the paper slides on the side of the window of the glass, and then they get it, and then they start performing, right? And I remember one day, me and my man Winston, I'll never forget this as long as I live, the one time, there was like, we used to go to peep show, it was like, all right, boom. So we was little horny little niggas, so we go to the peep show, and the other peep shows, like you could go in there, booth. This before porn was on, the internet. So you could put the little quarter in there, and then you could look at different porno joints, and it clicks, but you got a time, and you got to watch, because there's a nigga walking around with the mop in there. It's disgusting. Like nigga walking around with the mop, because niggas be beating off in the booths. Not those. We talk about the peep show. Like you just got one woman in there. So one time me and him went into the spot, and we was like, yo, this shit was empty, but we see this tall, nice looking, you know what I mean? Like tits and ass, like couldn't believe it. And he went into another thing. So we went in there at the same time. So when we went into the window, the time is you got a time clock. So I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Let me see some titties and shit. So she's like, you got to tip whatever. And I put the little whatever in there. I guess, I don't know what the time was, $2, $3, whatever. You got to put in the paper, and they get it in an envelope, and then they start performing. I'm like, yo, turn around, show me some ass. You know what I'm saying? So, but she was bullshitting. Like, I'm like, yo, the fucking clock, because it's a timer. So then I'm like, yo, turn around, let me see your lips. That was my thing. Like, sit on the booth, let me see the lips. And then you got to put another tip in there. So I'm like, whatever, maybe let's say it was $10. I don't remember the amount. Put the tip. And I'm like, so she get on the thing, and all of a sudden, she turned around, and I see this blue fucking shriveled up, it looked like a long belly button. We was like, oh shit, these are fucking men. So my man, as soon as the thing went down, he was like, yo, these are dudes. So I was like, yo, you know me on interview shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? She was like, yeah, she didn't want to tell. I said, so when you gonna do the surgery? Like I went straight to that. I'm like, yo, when are you gonna do the surgery? You know me on some interview shit. They was like, no, the surgery is very expensive, and we're saving up for it. I said, yo, I've never seen this. I will never forget that. Listen to me. When I tell you, you would have never, ever, ever, ever believed this. There's not a BBL that fooled me, but this motherfucker fooled me. And to this day, I always learn. Matter of fact, I've never been to a peep show since. I swear on everything I love, I've never been to one. That was the day. And me and Winston was like, yo. So whatever he was experiencing was the same shit. And as soon as the gates went down, we came out saying the same thing. But it looked like it was dead. And I guess if anybody's gay, they know what I'm talking about. I guess it looks like it was prepared for the operation, but I kid you not, from head to toe, you would have never fucking believed that. That's why he was hesitant with turning around and getting on the stool and opening lips because there was no lips there. So they was like, I don't know. That's why I think she was trying to fill me out what I was into. That's why she was a little funny with it. But then I'm like, yo, I remember I would have said the surgery is very expensive. So that's happened like 30 years ago. So she probably done got the surgery already. But that was then. So you can imagine how technology must be now. And this is literally like early 90s, late 80s. That's how long. Early 90s the big. I'm gonna say early 90s because late 80s is probably a little pushing it, but it was a long time ago. But yeah, I never forget that shit. Yeah, they did the little 90s. I was surprised about. Well, if you look at any video in the 1970s in Times Square, that shit was just a Pornhub. The whole 40 Deuce, the whole 42nd Street was all peep shows. Or you would go out there and take pictures with the drug dealers in front of the big backdrop. That was a big thing too. I live in Baltimore. These trans look like NBA players, just tall. Right, Jumpman 25. Well, I believe that too. But again, here in New York, then, now it's like, again, when Mr. C was getting arrested and getting caught at them places, you on Broadway, nigga, in Williamsburg. Come on, B. There's certain places you're not supposed to drive through. Now the transsexuals that the whole world know, just the cheesy ones. No, you should never be driving your car down that block because that means you into them niggas. You see how I'm coming from? There's certain things where it's like you coming through Manhattan and you first encounter something that's different, but you could always be in the meatpacking district and going to clubs, wherever. There's no excuse over there. So now there's certain locations that you can't even make an excuse for. I don't give a fuck if you're going to get a newspaper or get something to eat. You're there. Now you got all them manly looking motherfuckers that look like you could see, you know what I mean? Because they look like they brolic. So again, there's a lifestyle of that. And again, they know who the deal is because they know whoever's driving over there, cruising, circling the block 10 times, they fucking with, chumps. That's just what it is. So there's a lot of shit that this is some borough to borough. It's the same way if you on Roosevelt Avenue, okay, you may be straight, but now you fucking some Asian and some Latin chicks, you know what I'm saying? But who the hell's going over there now when it's so hot? But see, the thing is, in New York, they trying to crack down on all that prostitution on Roosevelt, but they don't crack down in Brooklyn. They do not crack down where the gay niggas is at. Never. They don't fuck with them. They don't even want that smoke because you got a lot of these premier, high-level type of dudes that's in the game and politics and shit, and that's where they go. So, you know what I mean? They pushing the push on them Asians down in Roosevelt Avenue, but they don't fuck with none of the areas in the 5 boroughs. I mean, not every borough, well, Staten Island don't have one, but there's a strip in every borough for gay transes, especially fucking Brooklyn. So you down there, when Mr. C kept getting arrested, we was like, oh, he said he just passed the dude. He didn't know. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Everybody know Broadway. There's no excuse. Because what other reason would you be over there? Like I said, the meatpacking district, you could be over there, tons of clubs right now as we speak. All them rich-ass white people be going over there getting coked up. It's a lot of legendary clubs, granted, but there's nothing else over there. You know what I mean? Can't remember about the BL. Shout out to Jake Cassery. I appreciate you, bro. People try to say Beyonce got a BBL. If she does, then that's the only believable one for me. Only time I seen Beyonce's BBL was in the video that she was dancing on the balcony. That was the only time. Because what happens when a woman, when she got 3 kids like that, that ass starts to suck down. That's when I knew Beyonce had hers. It was that video that she was on there. You know the video, she was just having a good old time and it was on the balcony dancing with her friends. I could hear the song, but I can't hear it. You know what I'm talking about. I think this guy from New York, Undercover, used to get trans there back in the day. He said it himself. I think the guy from my Undercover are you a police officer? You said Undercover. Shout to Pepper Mount. People like you are valuable to validate the truth. The white people who understand racism are more effective taking to other white people. Many people don't understand until they hear from someone straight. That's a fact. That's a fact. That is a real big fact. You know, even racism. I mean, listen, I'm in a business where the majority of my customers are racist. You know what I'm saying? They don't pull that shit with me. And not because they're scared. It's just the mentality. They're not educated. They don't know. So every time I go to a customer's house, for example, I'm breaking the how do I say it? I'm kind of breaking the stereotypes of racism. Because number one, at the end of the day, what am I known to do as a black man? I'm going to go in there and rob their fucking house and steal? Now I leave and I didn't do that. See what I'm saying? So people hear it. Thank you for that compliment, by the way. Thank you very much, Cinnamon. People hearing racism is from other white folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not hearing it from black people, are not educating these racist niggas, because a lot of times racist motherfuckers don't know that they're not even a problem, nigga. Like, our shit in our hood is us. You know what I'm saying? The biggest problem in black on black crime is black on black crime. It ain't with y'all. Even my cousin, when she tried to say, you know, it's the white man's got the black man believing that. That's why he's in the white one. I'm like, no, that's not true. He just likes white pussy, nigga. Like, the fuck? Like, I gotta say that with a, gotta say pussy, but he's in the white woman because he's in a white woman, nigga. That's what he's attracted to. He just finds that attractive. Like, I know it hurts, but again, trauma. Thank you very much, Sinner. I appreciate that. Man, shout out to yo, Bria. Oh shit, Bria's here. God damn. Oh my God. Bria made it to a live stream. This was the only woman. Well, maybe you was here, but I've never, and you can see I didn't see it because she never had a blue. She never had a blue. And wow, you left a super chat too. I didn't see it. Let me put you as a moderator because you deserve it. Sister, you support my videos immensely. You are very appreciated. I love your comments. I think you're amazing, and you're Pat. Wow, it's such a pleasure. It is. It's a pleasure to have you here. It really is. It really is. And I appreciate you, and that's why, listen, you've been part of the mindset heavy because you let yourself be known. You comment. I know a video is official when you leave a comment on there. You know what I mean? There's certain people got the carrots. Even there's people here. We got Ken, we got DJ Chai. But you leave the comment on there, and I never seen you on a live stream, so this is just amazing. I appreciate you. Salute to Pepper. Monterey said, on my food, Nate, my husband, he was done. I laughed at him. Oh, on my late husband. Yeah, well, you know what's sad too. Listen, man, as long as y'all smart, you just won't. You know what I mean? It won't be as bad. You gotta outsmart that nigga. When you outsmart him, he can't play. You just can't play a smart chick, but you can't let him know you're smart. He just gotta find out on his own. You understand? Never tell a nigga you smart. Never do that. The transgenders traumatized. Well, a nigga could get traumatized if he bang one of them out and he get turned out. Yeah, then now he can't tell the world. It's traumatizing being a down low nigga. Think about that. Like, he ain't proud of it. He obviously not. That's why he ain't telling nobody. But, you know, whatever makes a boat float. But one thing about them, they know who's into them. They can tell. They know. Believe me, they know. Okay? They know. You know, you go up to the strip in Brooklyn, the one in East New York with all them women over there, they're women. They ain't running from nobody. Unless y'all niggas is like 10 niggas in the car, but even then they not gonna run from you. But if this was transgenders and they know you was straight, they would not stop. They gotta know that you gay. They could tell. They know the difference. Cause they know. Yeah, see, look, Chris just said that. Chris just said Pennsylvania Avenue. Oh, shit. I just said that. I was just saying that East New York. So yeah, so over there, tonight's Thursday, it's gonna be ridiculous tomorrow. Friday and Saturday night in the winter. This shit is backed up with traffic. Okay? The neighborhood ain't complaining about it. They tried it, but they ain't complaining about it like they doing in Roosevelt Avenue in Queens. Brooklyn is because it's in an industrial neighborhood. These chicks literally work next to the garbage trucks. No bullshit. All them garbage trucks that park over there, that's where they work at. Yeah, so, you know, it is what it is. But shout out to Chris. Damn, you a New Yorker to know that. You know what I'm saying? For real, shout out to B-More. I'm out with the family. They in the grocery store. Having no shade. Shout out to you, man. I think they meant the guy from New York they meant the guy from New York Undercover. Oh, okay. Thank you, Kirby. So, yeah, the guy from New York Undercover. By the way, he was one of the first dudes to shout this channel out. Because I remember I met him at this, the Brooklyn Bowl, Malik Yoba. And it was like, ask Nathaniel, ask somebody. I still got that clip, though. But anyway, Malik Yoba is into that. That's his thing. And I think he had no choice because I think what happened with Malik Yoba was, I'm going to tell you what happened with him. He was in a relationship with a transgender, and they ain't like the fact that he was living on a low, and he had to come out as an advocate. So he had no choice. Because whoever he was fucking with knew too much. So they're like, nigga, you better come out there and be an advocate, because if not, we going to fucking blow the horn. And he had to do it. That's why he went to the Breakfast Club with that transgender and was like, they're people and all. Yeah, he had to do that. Why else would he, right? So, yeah, I know, I got you. That's what they were trying to say, yeah. The actor, you're right, Malik Yoba, yes, people, yes. So he was talking about that. Okay, so everybody corrected it, thank you. So Malik Yoba, that's his thing. He's into that, you know what I mean? I mean, listen, I can't listen. You into what you into, you know what I mean? It ain't my thing. But what's intriguing to me is just the fact that, you know, how they could pull off looking like a woman pushes to make her ass look real, but the man's trying to make him look like a woman. See the difference? They go the extra mile. Like they ain't. I think women forget when they getting these BBLs done. They just concentrating on making it look real. Then what happens when a chick got a real ass? Like that part. And then on second, you concentrating on getting the ass, but if you were concentrating on how the transgender thought about looking like a woman, they trying to do this shit from head to toe. And you can't just pop a butt up there and just think that it's just gonna look good. We can tell it's a natural thing. If you could look at a transgender and say something ain't right, that means you probably picking up your little motive being a man, right? But if you look at a woman and say, damn, her ass don't look right, that's worse. If you could look at a whole human being and you're not sure if it's a woman, you know what I mean? That's pretty impressive. Like this nigga he actually has you thinking. But if you looking at the butt and you like, something ain't right with that, like damn, like you looking at a part of her body and know it's fucked up. You question the whole person's physical. That's different. You know what I'm saying? So I think what ends up happening is that people don't know that community is bigger than you think. Like women don't understand. There's people y'all thought that was women and they were men. You know, if you could fool a woman, you could fool anybody. So trying to fool a girl with the ass, that shit is just corny. Like now the transgender could just play you like, this bitch's ass is fake and I look more like a bitch than her. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't think that smoke would be good. You know what I mean? But yes, well, that's what happened to Malik Yoba. Malik Yoba, that's what he do. He deals with transgender men, and he doesn't consider himself gay because he thinks they're a woman. And again, that's what an advocate would say. You know what I mean? Yeah, think about it. Like, what other, listen to me. Ain't no man that dealt with a transgender is going to be like, ain't no fucking way I can do that, because they know what they could do then. They could extort them. You know? No, listen, a woman could extort a nigga for cheating on his wife, but a transgender, that's a whole different level. Them niggas got a whole different level of extortion. Whole different level, because it's an underground world that they know. You understand? So now you got to think about, like, when their stories hit the shit, that's it. There's no, a lot of their stories don't even hit because these niggas pay them. You know, like they pay them motherfuckers. Like, look what happened when Young Buck was like, please take that, please, you ruined him. He was begging him, her, whatever, begging, please take that. He could even threaten her. You know what I mean? You haven't seen no begging. You could go to a nigga, you could go to your side bitch and she could be pregnant. And that's not as bad as you slept with a transgender. If I got another woman pregnant right now, my wife could live with that. You know what I'm saying? You fucked around with a transgender, she told your wife, you and her ain't living with that, nigga. So, fuck what I think happened in the league. Yo, but no nigga starts talking, no nigga's no advocate for a transgender like that unless he fucks them. Period. Too much support. You know what I mean? Young Buck, what's his name? Bobby Valentino. The worst thing we ever dealt with was Teddy Pendergrass. And I love Teddy Pendergrass. That was the first disappointment of a man that I thought was on some macho shit, and he really disappointed me because as a kid I knew that story was bullshit. They all said they was just giving her a ride home. Come on, B. You in a Rolls Royce on a damn known transgender strip, and the nigga was topping the nigga, and he crashed and became paralyzed. What an awful story. And a transgender's still alive talking about that shit. So the best thing for you to do if you into that shit, come out with it. There's a few rappers that I used to look up to, and I had some reliable sources on shit. Gay niggas that put me on these niggas, this is what they do. And that's why they never had a girlfriend or married. The 2 out of the 3 definitely never got married, never had a girlfriend. And I talk about them all the time, but I ain't gonna do it here because I got a good video going. I ain't gonna fuck it up. But 1 out of 3 is married. But that's why he got an attitude. The one person, there's 3 rappers, old school. All three of these niggas in the same age group. I'll give you that much. There's actually 4 of them, but 3 of them that I'm talking about. And 1 of them is married. And the one that's married, he has a chip on his shoulder, and he deals with a lot of depression because of that. It's that trauma. Yeah, the Teddy Pendergrass hurt me because I remember that as a kid. I remember when the accident when they showed the Rolls Royce hit the tree. Yeah. And that transgender, that was it. That he had him. Yeah, I think a lot of these niggas just get into, they get so much pussy, they just want some freaky shit, just in a different shit. You know, so now the girls are starting to look crazy. Women, they ain't like they ain't looking feminine, they just looking like transgender. That shit is crazy. Only a transgender could get off looking like a transgender. Can't be a woman looking like a transgender. It looks crazy. It don't look right. You're a woman, you know what I mean? Trying to look like you ain't trying to like him. You know? Shout out to Hombre. Okay, yeah, you name one. Pepper name one of them. Yep. These niggas is into, you know what I mean? They into transsexuals. That's their thing. That's their thing. And if you in the industry, you know this, it ain't nothing new. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and what else? Hold on. Yeah, so a lot of these niggas got, the Young Buck, that killed his whole career. That fucked him up. That one call destroyed him. So he's gonna be traumatized from this shit. He ain't gonna ever be right. Cause all that gangster shit he was talking don't mean nothing to nobody anymore. Cause all they got, that shit's on the internet. You know? You know, it ain't just him. There's a lot of niggas that's doing that shit moving around. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, one is an ex heartthrob, and the other three, two of them niggas is, one nigga's a current heartthrob, pause, and the other nigga's an old school heartthrob. There's four of them. I'm telling you, and that was their thing. See, one thing about the transgender community, once you start fucking with them niggas, that's it. Because men talk more than women, so, you know what I mean? Think about it. That's the male side of a transgender. They gonna talk. They had a celebrity, they gonna talk. You know what I mean? And they gonna have to talk. Eddie Murphy did it. You know what I'm saying? Teddy Pendergrass did it. All these niggas talked about it. They had to talk, because the fuck? You know, that ball player, what's that ball player's name? He don't give a fuck. He's open with it. He don't give a rat's ass about it. What's the nigga that used to smoke crack now, and now he's with the transgender, I think she's white or Hispanic? What's his name? He don't give a fuck. You can't pull a nigga down that don't care. Yeah. Not Chingy got caught out there too. I forgot about Chingy. No, what's the ball players, ex-ball players, Lamar Odom or some shit? Lamar Odom, right? You can't play that nigga. Like, there ain't no smoke to play him because he's already open with it. You can't play a nigga that's open with that. Shamar Moore. I don't know, but see, you got to remember, if Shamar Moore is gay versus in the trannies, big difference. Because if a nigga dealing with a man that's a man, he gay, right? He could keep that shit on the low. You ain't keeping that shit on the low when you dealing with no transgender. There ain't no low to that, because that will follow you. You could die and it'll fuck you up. Because you could always deny that. If a nigga gay, he could always deny that shit. How a nigga gonna deny it? How does a transgender know you? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you if you got a gay worker or he's your assistant, you know what I'm saying? It could be alleged. You know what I mean? I can't say every story is legit. You know what I mean? But once you start hearing a transgender community talking about one nigga, there's truth to that shit. You gotta remember, transgenders are more powerful than gay niggas. You know what I mean? Because a gay man's gonna have to put his masculinity out. He gonna have to put his whole shit out if he gonna sit up there and accuse. But a transgender, they get certain rights. I mean, come on, look at RuPaul, they show. Them niggas are powerful motherfuckers, yo. Okay, look at RuPaul. Look, these niggas is powerful. So when they say it, it's true. Nobody's gonna question that shit. So how the fuck you know them? And then they all saying the same thing. I believe there's like a radar in the transgender community that them niggas, like, when one nigga gets into them, the whole fucking community knows. The whole community, I'm telling you. Chingy was caught. Yo, listen. There's a lot of videos I love. I like car crash videos. I like destruction videos. I just like videos, but there's nothing. Oh, and when a guy catches a girl cheating, that's nothing. I don't even believe most of the videos. There's nothing fake when you see that fucking video with that transgender when they get caught. When a nigga get caught with them, that shit's a movie. Yeah. Dennis Rodman, yeah, he didn't give a fuck. Dennis Rodman, you know what I mean? Lamar Odom, Dennis Rodman, these niggas ain't cared. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Valentino, he got caught out there and was running. Like, all right, nigga, why you running? You see what I mean? You know, like, how are you in the presence of a transgender and you're running? You can't even explain that. I don't care what the excuse is. You know what I'm saying? A man could always be like, get the fuck out of here, nigga. I got the fuck out of here because you trying to push up on me. Not a transgender. You're in a presence. Like, you all bets is off. You know what I mean? Like, you're running. You have something, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta think of that. You exchange, y'all niggas is kicking it. You went to the store, y'all in a car together. You go to a whorehouse and that's a known, you know what I mean? There's certain shit that you know what I mean? You got, they have more of a spill than just a traditional gay nigga. Because they could say shit about you personally and that's it, you're fucked. Just when he was on the phone saying, take that down, that means you know her. Benzino, but Benzino's a queen though. Yeah, Benzino, he just a gay nigga. Benzino just a freak. And he like feminine niggas. That's his shit. When they caught Benzino out there, I was like, oh, that's old. Like, you know what I mean? He been on that shit. Yeah, he been on that shit, Kara. Some nasty niggas. These niggas is freaks. Hold on. The same trans connected to Chingy as Darius McRae's now. Oh, you talking about Darius McRae? What's the name of that transgender? I forgot the thing. What's the name of the transgender? That's who Chingy got caught with? Wow. Darius McRae, he's out with it now. See, when you out with it, I can't dish you. Like, he's out. It's when you denying it and you know them. Or that we was just friends. You what? Sydney Starr, thank you. Yeah, Sydney Starr. So hold on, Chingy got caught with Sydney Starr? Wow. Okay. All right, I'm late on that. I thought it was Sydney Starr with somebody else. But anyway, Darius is open with it. So, can't do nothing with him. It's Chingy was fucked up. Yeah, so Chingy shit was, I bet you Chingy shit ain't been right since. His career ain't been right since. Tell you, once them transgender, them niggas ain't got, first of all, they're very brilliant. So how the fuck does a nigga know you was in a house, you drunk this, and then you had to go to the bathroom, and then you sat on my bed, and like, once they start talking particulars like that, there's no excuse. No excuse. It's one thing if the nigga was in the club and he left the club and went to the garage and didn't know it was whatever. That's not the same. But it's when you on a level of y'all niggas talk on the phone and y'all hang out and he just like, yo, I ain't gay, but I'm cool with you. Like that. Once they start breaking shit down like that and got video footage and fact stuff, no. Ain't no getting around that. Ain't no getting around that. Nah. So again, you know what I mean? That I think a woman has to look at that as that must be some terrible trauma for a woman. Like, it's bad enough if you caught a nigga with another nigga, but you caught him with a beautiful transgender? Your value as a woman must feel horrible. How the fuck you gonna compete with that? Can't compete with a man, you know what I mean? And you can't compete with a man and look like a woman even more. That must feel horrible for a woman. See, a man's different. Like, she left me for another woman and she like a dude. It's like, all right, well, whatever. I ain't competing with that. Yeah, that's a woman. Like, you could do whatever. I don't think it's the same as bad as for a woman. I think a woman's gonna take it worse. Like, damn. Like, and God forbid you not as pretty as the fucking transgender. That's crazy. That could traumatize a woman now. She got that trauma. Like, as she gets older, it's gonna fuck with her. You know, look at these porn stars, these women, when they be getting in the porn game and then they get older, they get fucked up. That traumatizes you. You're gonna pay for that shit later. That industry is traumatizing for a woman because mentally she can't handle it. A man, it's only gonna make him be better. You know what I mean? But a woman? As powerful as a woman is in the damn adult industry, it's going to destroy her as she gets older. It's going to destroy her. Never going to be right, unless she just stays in that shit. You know what I mean? Once she stops and she trying to straighten her life up, it's over. Cinnamon said, the first thing I think of a trans woman would do is collect and store evidence. I'm telling you, them motherfuckers are nothing to play with. Play that video when you hear, hold on, where's that shit at? Hold on, let me just play a little piece of this shit. God damn, Young Buck he don't even do no interviews. I think a nigga ran up on him in a store with his girl and she was like, yo, you was with that tranny? And son, the woman was so embarrassed. I looked at this girl. He had a nice looking girl too. Young buck. Look, it comes right up. Young buck transgender. Wow. Ooh. This is where you know a nigga know he is. Listen to, this is, you know this ain't fake. Listen to this. Wow. Damn, what's the shit coming up? Okay, check this out.
Telling you I don't have a fucking problem with taking this shit over there. Take this shit down and the fucking money don't be there.
No, www. No, sir. I just don't trust you anymore, so I need it first.
I hate when these damn YouTubers keep talking over the thing. Let me get another clip. It's better.
That's why I can't trust niggas. You were
yeah, that's the transgender that made this song with him. Damn. I'm probably gonna have to deal with this video because this fucking guy keeps talking over
me. Or however it go down.
I'm trying to fucking tell you. I'm telling you, I don't have a fucking problem with taking this shit over there. Take this shit down and the fucking money don't be there.
No, www. No, sir. I just don't trust you anymore, so I need it first.
You not? How could you not?
Because I don't. What do you mean? How can I not? First of all, we're not communicating. You call me from a block number. I don't trust that.
Hey, yo, listen, what I'm trying to make you understand. Did you hear when I just told you, if I don't do what I said, you can put the shit back up?
Fuck all that.
Are you thinking straight?
No, I'm not right now.
You're not. You're really not. Do you realize where you're at?
Yes, I do. I'm fucked up right now.
Chill out, man. Chill the fuck out. Did you hear when I told you to take the shit down, issue the state? I'm finna get the shit cashed out to you. If I don't hold up my end, then you go back on your end.
No. You hold up on your end first, and then I'm gonna do what I said I'm gonna do. That sounds right. That sounds fair.
Let me tell you something. What part of that sounds right when I'm the one getting the damage done to me?
I'm getting the damage done to me too. You're not the only one. The same time, the same people coming at you, they coming at me too. I have people already, your fans and everybody that, is already attacking me, telling me I'm lying and all this dumb shit and what, they're gonna do and what, you saying you're gonna do. I got people calling my phone that claim that they're in touch with you and they're telling me everything that you're saying and shit like that. So it's already a lot of stress and a lot of shit going on anyway. And that's what I knew.
Follow us at the Armand Wiggins Show.
But like I said, at the end of the day, I was willing to, and I was ready. Let me just finish what I'm saying. I was willing to.
www.thearmandwigginshow.com.
Nah, this fucking dickhead keeps talking. It's annoying. But anyway, that's a nightmare. That's what you call a fucking nightmare, never ending. Do you understand? He must be kicking himself in his ass every fucking... That nigga could have fucked around with 1 million bitches. Not as bad as this. This is worse. So when there was a dude that ran up on him in the store. And I remember he was shopping and the dude was like, yo, you one of them, you dealing with that, hold up. You dealing with... We'll see if it comes up. Hold on. Yeah, some dude seen him. Here it go. Listen to this shit.
How you doing? What's up with you and 50?
Take me off the camera, my nigga.
You said what?
Take me off the camera.
What's up with you and 50?
Take me off the camera.
What you mean take you off the camera, bro?
He said he didn't want to be recorded.
So he said you with trainers. Is that true?
Oh, man. He said, what's up with you at 50? So Buck was like, take me off that camera. Stupid motherfucker should have, I wish she'd have been talking to her. His nice looking wife was like, he don't want to go on the camera. He's like, take me on the camera and said, yo, was it you with the tranny? And then they walked away. See? You fucked, it's like, yo, you can't even make this shit up. Like Look how he did. Listen.
Take me off the camera.
What's up with you and 50?
Take me off the camera.
What you mean take you off the camera, bro?
He said you didn't want to be recorded.
So he said you with trainers. Is that true?
He said that's you be with trannies. Is that true? I think he kept going. Hold on.
I'm in the car too. I got something in the car too. How you doing? What's up with you and 50?
Take me off the camera.
You said what?
Take me off the camera.
What's up with you and 50?
Take me off the camera.
What you mean take you off the camera, bro?
He said you didn't want to be recorded.
So he said you fucking with trainers. Is that true?
This is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my. Let me tell you something, man. The woman looks stupid even talking. When you have a dude and he has a situation like that, he better off just dealing with a white girl. You know what I mean? It wouldn't look this bad. You got a sister next to you with that shit. Like, do you know what happened when she probably got home? Do you know how traumatized she is to be with this nigga? And that's with the fuck the ledge. That's what happened because that was him. Then he went and started doing interviews to talk about it. Who does interviews that talk about this shit? I want to see how he got out of this. Oh my God, hold on. Let me just see this one video where they said he talked about it. I can't imagine he talked about this shit. Hold on. I can't imagine he talked about this shit. Hold on. Let me just see what he says. Let's see him get out there. Hold on.
I'm knowing this shit will bring what the fuck it brought.
Yes.
So, I don't know this motherfucker. I just knew a motherfucker who was able to find out whoever the motherfucker is because they work in the legal field. You understand what I'm saying? And they end up reaching out to the motherfucker and getting the motherfucker's number. And that same person that reached out was on that actual phone call quietly. So I'm basically speaking from a motherfucker texting me, telling me what to try to say to this motherfucker to get it to fucking stop. So I kind of wasn't myself, even on the phone call, and me not thinking about, what the motherfucker is plotting up or kind of creating for the long run. It basically created a fucking picture that is not. And that's how the shit planned itself out. You know what I mean? For me, I take it in stride. It's like, damn, at the time, of course, it fucks me up because it's so much against who the fuck I truly am as a person. To watch my children have to deal with the shit is really fucks with me more than anything. I don't give a fuck what these people say and think about me, bro. They talked about Jesus, nigga, and he made you and me.
Oh, God, no. Man. Ain't no getting from me. He basically trying to say that shit was a catfish.
Thought you seen on the tape. That ain't no motherfucking tape and no motherfucking punk sucking my dick.
Facts.
The transgender person, Glamour Perfect, ended up apologizing. She said, first, I'd like to start by apologizing to David, a.k.a. Young Buck, his family, friends, anyone who's been offended or hurt by the video that was recently posted on my page. But, this became a media circus.
Without a doubt. And it's crazy because when this shit first happened, man, just to be as honest with you, it fucked me up like it would fuck anybody up. You understand what I'm saying? And for me, it was one of them situations where I reacted not even seeing the video first because I know where I stand at. Like I say, I ain't got a problem with them people. That wasn't me. But when I seen the fucking video, I said, damn, that is me in that fucking video. But it wasn't me knowingly going into a situation, knowing that this is what the fuck it was. It was one of those things where, I was catfished out of some shit. You understand what I'm saying? Pretty much, where a person was in these DMs and sending pussy squirting all over the room and pop up and say, hey, I'm in your city. Me, at the time, thinking with my dick, I smash over there thinking I'm finna smash on this bitch and walk in the situation. It wasn't even me knowing what the person was at the time. It was me feeling like, hold on, this is a fucking robbery or setup, because when I realized, hold on, that ain't the same motherfucker that's been on the video, I
immediately... That's why they tell you don't talk. You make it worse. Ladies and gentlemen, don't talk. You make it worse. You make it 10 times worse. Okay. Okay, he paid off the damn transgender a lot of money to make it as if it was a different story. And remember, there was a video to this. I forgot about the video when he was with her. But he's on the phone and he still explained this. Listen.
Got the fuck out of the room. Okay? So from there, that's when I guess the motherfucker was... It's clearly a situation where they were using it to try to set me up for whatever reasons or whatever they was trying to do, because when I seen the shit, I could see the way the camera angles and shit was set up, but there was nothing that came from that. It was me getting out of the room honestly thinking that it was a fucking setup from a bitch, because nothing came from it. I approached the situation like, hey, put this motherfucker in your mouth, because from the understanding of what it was throughout these DMs and texts at that time was, I'm on my period. So I was basically coming in looking for the goddamn head out the bitch. But it ended up not being a fucking bitch, and I end up not getting no fucking head from this motherfucker in no kind of way. So for me, you know, dealing with the whole gay shit or whatever, I honestly, the shit don't fuck with me now. But it fucked with me at the time because, you know, if that's what I was or what I chose to be, so be it. Fuck y'all. You know what I mean? And fuck how you feel. But the fact that it wasn't and it's not...
Trauma. That's trauma right there. And that's bad trauma, okay? There's not a day that goes by you don't think about that. And on top of some shit that he likes to do, okay? All the excuses, he's watching everything. I don't even know. Yo, dude, you should have never even did an interview, nigga. You just made yourself look worse. It ain't gonna never be right for him, because now when he's in the street, that's why niggas disrespect him, because he's lying. And we all know as human beings, we know when something is real, we know when something is fake. But when you come out of a situation like that, we all know when a nigga's lying. Did he say any truth there? No, it was just all lies. And, you know, again, the trauma. So any woman that's dealing with that nigga, they better be a controlling bitch, because they got something over his ass. You just gotta shut up, man. Like, you gotta listen. This is the main game when it comes to just keep your silence. Just never respond to it. You know, niggas will forget about it. Just don't respond, because if you respond to it, then they got something else. See how we did? We didn't even go to the video. I forgot about the video where he was in the room with her. Because he was trying to have her hit him off, and there's a video here. Yeah, he said something like, I think he was just basically trying to hold on.
That might have been Young Buck in the video. I don't.
Yeah, basically like suck. He admitted it. He just said it. Yeah, yo, suck this shit. Like, he knew what it was. So gotta be careful out here, man. But again, you know what I mean, that's some bad trauma. Okay. He's gonna have a hard time in his life, and as he gets older, it's going to get worse. The woman that dealt with him, that was his girlfriend, she's traumatized. Kids are gonna be traumatized, and nobody's gonna be more traumatized than him. I don't give a fuck. He could talk all that gangster shit. That shit don't mean nothing. Those are the ones you gotta watch the most. You know what I'm saying? Because he could even make a legitimate excuse. All right, if you was in her presence, you was in her presence. But nigga, you in a hotel room, nigga? Come on, nigga. Like, you had nothing there. You went upstairs, you pulled your dick out. And admitted it. It ain't like we couldn't see the video. We couldn't see the front. He admitted it. He just said it. Like, it's crazy out there, man. So beware. Just know your limitations, man. Know that you on the trauma. Put them likes up, people. I appreciate it. Put them likes up. Trauma, man. Trauma will get you, man. And as you get older, it's gonna be a bitch. And you gotta read between the lines and shit, man. So when you see a good guy, his match is a controlling woman, and a controlling woman can only have a good guy. You know what I mean? She's a controller. She can't control anybody else, right? And a good guy's nobody else gonna respect him. You know, but the one that will make him feel like a little something, even though she disrespect him, is a controller. She has to, you know what I mean? Because he doesn't have the experience. You know, very important. So, wow, man, this the 1950s. Yo, listen. I always tell any women that come here, y'all talk all that male worship and shit, go to my man Mr. 1950s page. Let him handle your ass. You come in here talking that crazy shit and women want accountability. Just go over there, Mr. 1950s page. Yeah, good luck on that. You know what I'm saying? This is one of my brothers in the game, a real one. And you know, it's great because when we can have, it's great when two different type of styles of individuals from two different coasts of the world. You know, this is a cat, when I go to Oakland, I got to meet him. And I got a couple of people out there to support the channel, a lot of women out there on the West Coast to support it. And I'm pretty sure there's some women over here to support him. You know what I mean? But what's good about it, the angles are covered here, because what I do, what I don't do, he does, and vice versa. So we everything is covered between the both over here on them two different worlds. So if there's one YouTuber, in addition to my man, I'm gonna say Mr. 1950s, definitely I salute him, man. He's a real dude. So, you know, I don't have too many. I got, you know, that I know off the back that's still doing it. O'Shea Du Jackson, he watches the channel. He's here. He watches. He said the B Mindset University. So I only had this for a year. And Mr. 1950, he was here when I had my old channel, when I had my old Instagram. And yeah, so these are the people in the clouds that I got a lot of respect for. You know, we play our games. We try to build our little anticipation and publicity, but you know, I'm telling you now, this is a man that I definitely respect. So much love to you, bro. See, I'm in New York, July, my G. We need to make we when you're here in July, we have to put this on a real camera. And I think it'll be dope, man. Hey, man, listen, I think the main thing is, man, when you come through, we just gotta make it happen. That's a guarantee, because we need to have a professional video of my camera. We mic up and we just, you know what I mean, shoot the shit, man. Because that would be a great thing to see that you got this New York background over here, and then when I come to Oakland, because, you know, much love out there, man. I would love to. I'm looking forward to it, big bro. Salute to you, man. So definitely, ladies and gentlemen. So ladies, when y'all come here, you know, y'all divestors, y'all want to talk shit, I'll be like, yo, go to my man that's the 1950, man. Tell him I sent you over there. They'll hear to your ass. Go pull up there on a Sunday when all the wolves is sitting in that room and see if you talk that shit. But, you know, much respected, man. Real dude right here. And you know, we never allowed, you know, situations from whatever person was coming up with. I know some people run their mouth. I'm like, nah, that's my guy. Like, no matter what you heard, like, you know what I'm saying? I wish Cameron and Mace and Jim Jones shit was fake. I wish they really sat down and said, we made this all up to get everybody going, but nobody knows how to do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's a little different, but, you know, we got to show the love and respect, man. So much love, man. And shout out to all my peoples on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? No matter what goes on over there, I know y'all gonna dealing with a lot of shit with the fires, a lot of bullshit, but you know what I'm saying? New York does love y'all niggas, man. Much love. Even though niggas be trying to tear our asses up over here. New York love California, man. But it's more to LA than just, it's more than just LA, it's Oakland, you know what I'm saying? The Bay. So I'm real big on that because I got some real good supporters here representing them, man. So much love, you know what I mean? It's much love. So support them, follow them, check them out. Again, you know what I'm saying? If there's any woman that feel like, man, she have accountability and you want to shoot this shit, jump on one of these niggas' live streams. You know, I know y'all want to come in and debate with me. I'm like, debate with them niggas. Good luck on that. I warned you. So salute. DJ Chocolate said, be a lot of them here starting shit. Be safe. Yeah, but that's why I always even out. Y'all heard me on a few lives, multiple lives. I'm like, yo, go to my nigga 11950, man, and tell him right now. Tell him Nick sent you over there. You know, he know. That's why I fuck with him, and I know my shit is official when it's official. Listen, these are men that we don't get our differences with who votes for who and who's with this one, and I don't deal with this one because they support this. Nah, ain't none of that. Like, we gotta go here, and you know. Whether it's our love of what we love to do or whether it's a gimmick, whatever it is, you got to respect the person, man. When people show you that love and respect, that's the ultimate level of love. You know what I'm saying? The ultimate level of love is when a man respects what you do. That feels good because we don't have a lot of brothers that do that. And I got some brothers here that's holding me down right now, and that's how come I didn't have to make it. I said this is a pro. Elite male and female channel, you know what I'm saying? Black women channel. So the elite man could know, like, yo, I fuck with them. These niggas, we stay around each other. But when they want to debate and want to go back and forth, jump on that damn live stream on a Sunday at Mr. 1950 and see if them niggas don't destroy your ass. Shit. You think I'm bad, nigga. He got about him, who is it? Who's the other dude? Mr. Damn, what's the dude? The dude that he be on the dark skin dude from Brooklyn. What's my man's name? Mr. Damn, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Pause. I agree. It's all game East and West. That's what Mr. Lucario. So yeah. Mr. Lucario, he be over there. But he be nice. It be the other nigga that be destroying him. He be tearing these niggas up. These dudes be calling up. I'm talking. Oh my God. They be having dudes calling in. And, man, you just gotta listen to it. It's funny, Mr. Lucario's literally the borough's only a 2-mile stretch from me. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's cool to see that, like, that's getting covered over there. You know what I mean? They got their thing, and players is doing what they do, and they get it in, and they pop off and making shit happen. So it's interesting. So again, you know, when I have these divested women come here and dudes want to talk some shit and simp this and simp that, go over there and ask one of them niggas, man, and see how you feel when they fucking take your balls out your hand. So much love, man. Much love to y'all, man. I appreciate everybody. What a beautiful man to end this segment, man. So salute my man, support him. You know, they got their pro male shit going over there. So they gotta, you know what I mean? We all have things. It's like different agencies. It's like the ATF agent, you got FBI, you got CIA, you got, you know what I'm saying? We got different agencies, you know what I'm saying? So different agencies do different things. You know, some agencies people don't like, some people, you know, it's like you got internal affairs and you got police officers. Like, you know, internal affairs are good for the community, but police don't like internal affairs, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to be liked by everybody, but somebody going to like you, you know what I mean? So much love to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Class is dismissed. Love. I appreciate y'all. Goddamn. Y'all have a good one, man. Peace.